Congrats, we're publishing your book. Get ready.
Yeah, I didn't expect the book to get this much attention. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
All right.
Welcome.
What's going on, everybody? I always get those little beats, the songs.
Are you choosing the music? I mean, there's other music that I've seen that's just very, very solid. I've been very happy to kind of check it out.
No, that was the part of the ad. And then the suspense music is like part of the restream stuff. So like the beginning song. And I know Manny's been experimenting with some of that. We gotta I was just thinking we gotta come up with like our anchor song. Like when I listen to my favorite podcast, there's always like when the song comes on, I know like, oh, it's time for XYZ. So like I think we need that little bit of a Replit live stream hook or something like that.
I like it.
What's going on?
Nothing much. It's so great to see everybody. KG, Dario, Chris. Seeing a lot of the familiar faces. I know more are coming in soon here. But it's just great to meet everybody. And it's just been, again, I mean, Rymar already knows, but like the energy in the office because of the Buildathon is incredible. Like the demos, the just the architecture that Rymar has built, and just so much more. Like the office is buzzing, and has been so excited to kind of see everything y'all are building. And it's just been cool to kind of drop into these streams and see what people are working on and getting everyone excited for kind of what comes next.
Yeah, it has been absolutely overwhelming to just see what everyone's building, which is kind of why we're going to do something a little bit different on the stream today. So typically on Tuesdays, we go deep and we build. Today, because it's launch week, we're going to kind of review sites and kind of showcase what makes a good website launch ready. And so, yeah, we're going to just review a bunch of that. Let's do this. Let's go through our run of show and community updates and get everyone kind of up to speed on what's going on here. Let's go to this view. And then we'll bring Manny in here in just a second. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun today, I think. So Francisco, let's run through. We've got just a handful of community updates for the folks, right?
Yeah, so one of the things we're going to try to be doing moving forward is just give you a little bit of a summary of what happened, last week, what's going on in the community, kind of what's coming up. So a couple of quick things here. We've had some incredible events over the past week alone. Marcelo was out representing in Brazil at the CMO Summit. They had in-person events at CMO Summit during the expo, external events for the community all around Brazil, and there's just a lot more to come up. I believe there's a Portuguese live stream, if not this week, next week. So keep an eye out for that.
Shout out to Brazil. Marcelo's killing it. And then Brazil is always representing in the comments and the chat and everything. So shout out to all the friends in Brazil.
So always a good time. And we also had a Foxy Squad event in London. So we had a designer event in London late last week or over the weekend, I guess. And what's really interesting is I can't talk about it too much just yet, but I think we have 3 or 4 events coming up in London over the next month as well. So there actually might be an opportunity to get to meet some of the leadership team from Replit. They'll be showing up out there in full force. So a lot more coming soon. I see you all in the comments, and we had to make sure we did something for all of our viewers and users out in the UK. So very excited for that coming up soon.
Right on.
And then over the weekend, we actually had the Poke AI hackathon in San Francisco. It was really cool to see the events. Zen, who has been, does a lot of the cool stuff here on the engineering side at Replit, was there. KG, I think, represented as well. And I'll be sending out some credits to the winners who won that hackathon, which was kind of really cool to see. Again, we're trying to do more events near our offices, so you can expect to kind of see more events, ideally on a monthly basis here in San Francisco, and then on a monthly basis in New York City as well. So for our New York City and San Francisco friends, there's a lot more coming down the pipeline very, very soon. So keep an eye out for those opportunities to kind of meet the team. And then the last couple of things is, yes, last week we had an incredible Revenue Cat events. We had the live stream with Manny and Rymar, where they kind of put together an incredible demo and made sure it worked. And then we also had an in-person meetup with over 150 people. I did my very best to get folks in that were trying to get into that event from our side. So I sent out a couple of last-minute emails. Hopefully you were able to make it. And it was a great time for everyone to kind of be there, again, in person, meeting the local community. And the last thing I want to talk about is we're about to close in on over 1,000 members on a Discord server. It's been amazing. Yes, air horn. Yes. Thank you, Manny. It's been incredible. It's just been amazing to see so many people come together. And I get a lot of questions about Discord. I'm going to be kind of promoting it a lot more. Again, for anyone that's new and really wants to be a part of it, please sign up for the Buildathon. The Buildathon gives you the easiest access to get into the Discord channel. And once you're in, you'll be able to stay. You're going to basically get brought in, and regardless of how things may change, you're going to already kind of be part of the core community. After the Buildathon ends, we're probably going to be releasing it to the core and continuous pro account usage. So anyone that's part of the pro or core tier will be able to join, but it might take a little bit longer for free accounts and other accounts to get looped into the Discord after. So now is the best time. Join the Buildathon and make sure you're a part of it. And Rymar, you've been in there, every day with folks. What are you seeing in there?
Yeah, the Discord is really where, especially for this Buildathon, and even when we did the mobile Buildathon, like the community around folks helping each other and kind of giving each other feedback. We're talking about launching and sharing your products. So the Discord has kind of been a really friendly and easy way for people to share their projects and get feedback from folks who are not like the open market. Today, you'll see we're going to run through a bunch of projects really fast. And you'll see how kind of competitive it is for attention. But in the Discord, people are very friendly. Folks have been getting their first users. There's just a real cool spirit of co-building and camaraderie. And it's like other people who are doing the same thing you're doing. So other people who are trying to get these creative ideas out of their head. The Discord's just been a really good home for folks to just tinker and build community and kind of build connections with other people who are doing the same thing they are.
No, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, for kind of showcasing there. Please check it out. It's an incredible space. Also, Manny has joined us. Manny, thanks so much for dropping in links. How are you doing, Manny?
Good. I just wanted to give a shout out to Zen, who was at the Poke event.
Yeah,
and
Zen.
He had a video that went viral on X. I think it's got like 20 million views, got retweeted by Elon Musk. It's kind of crazy. And I thought it was really good, short and concise about where Replit stands out, his journey in terms of kicking Agent off at Replit. So I dropped a link to that in the chat. Go check that out. Zen is awesome.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I saw that and I saw Elon retweet. It was like, was it Robert Scoble or somebody did like a little video of an event. And I was like, next thing you know, Elon's tweeting in. So we're so close on the edge of literally the future here with all the stuff that's happening at Replit and the things people are building. And also, this is probably a good reminder that you never know when you're going to get your own retweet from an Amjad or a Michele or somebody, because you're sharing and building something cool. I've seen that happen lots and lots of times in the mobile Buildathon specifically. We had a case where, somebody shared something, next thing you know, it's going viral. And so as we're talking about launching and building products and kind of getting the word out there, what better way than to actually share and start building your audience now on social media. So
do you remember when you got your first retweet from a big account, Rymar?
I don't know, because I've been doing this for a while, but I do remember the first time my Replit stuff got noticed by Amjad and Michele.
Yeah.
So that for sure, and those retweets were I think I have them bookmarked. Those are
Put them on the wall. Same here, man. When I got a retweet from Amjad on something that I built, I think this was DeepSeek when it came out. and I put it in a Replit app as your own assistant, onshored model rather than being based out of China. Built that, did a quick video on it, and Amjad reposted it. I was like, oh my gosh. And what's crazy about that is that I almost didn't post it on X because I was primarily a LinkedIn guy. And I'm like, do I have to go to trouble of reposting on X? Like, all right, quickly, I'll just post it on X. I'm not even sure I tagged Amjad, but like he retweeted that, and I'm like, okay, I'm on
Yeah.
X like 100%. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and this, I mean, they're looking again, if you're pushing the limits of this tool, the leadership and the people and all of us who are working, you know, in and around Replit are always looking to see like what are people building that's like pushing the boundaries of this tool. And so when we see something cool, it's like, oh, other people should know about this. And so yeah, they're very good about that type of thing. So again, we live in an era where it's all about attention, and launching this whole stream is about getting your product to market. And so yeah, be audacious in that regard. But also there's some strategy to follow, right, Manny? It's not just like, you know, you weren't just like, hey, I'm John, retweet my post, you know, like that was never in your like, you know, thought process. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about how folks can stand out as we go through the episode. So
Awesome.
maybe let's do that. Let's go back to this slide and let's go through and maybe give folks a rundown of where we've been, because we are in the third week of the Agent for Buildathon. And the whole progress, the whole point of the Buildathon was to kind of push the limits of what you can build with Replit Agent 4, but also to take you through this cycle from like exploring ideas quickly, you know, using the agent canvas, using you know, the Replit platform to just kind of iterate quickly, come up with ideas, explore design concepts, and then that was like week 1. Right. Week 2, we built the MVPs. So last week we built the products, we got our apps in place, like we started kind of putting pen to paper, building our MVPs. This week, it's all about taking it to market, right? It's all about how do we take what we've built and get it out into the real world, right? So now it's time to show off what we've built. And we talk a lot about distribution being the moat, et cetera. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about not just ship, but then like what the next week is going to look like. So let's just give you an overview of what's going on with the Buildathon. 6,200 registered users, 3,100 active participants, and over 3,000 projects created, which is absolutely mind-boggling, especially because we're the ones that are having to review all these. So shout out to all the ambassadors and judges
Yes.
and everyone who's kind of helped review these projects. But it's been just overwhelming to see the type of thing, the diversity of ideas, the projects that y'all are building. Super cool to see this. Any thoughts here, Francisco or Manny, just on the participation and scope of the Buildathon so far?
Yeah. First of all, yeah, it's been amazing to see all of your projects. One of the things that I've always very much cared about is making sure that like everyone has a fair shot during these like hackathons, and I'm very grateful for the team, you know, with Rymar and Manny. They're always just keeping the user first and like our community first. So every single project we have gone through, right, between us ourselves and ambassadors, like it's just not something that we just kind of, you know, blanket rate and then kind of throw it away. Rymar was up to like 3 or 4 in the morning the first night, the first time review sessions came in. So like, again, we really appreciate all of the effort you're putting into, and just believe that we are in there, we're checking it out, and it's been amazing to see. So please continue to kind of update your projects, submit at the checkpoints. And again, even if you're not competing, if you want to get some feedback and just kind of showcase with others, like please do. It's been awesome. And then I'm seeing a lot of questions about Replit Cache, and like, yes, like it's a great opportunity to kind of just, you know, get it out there, get folks to check it out. But again, it's just been absolutely unreal. And every one of these buildathons gets more exciting. It's been awesome to see.
And I think it's been a real team effort. I mean, Rymar, you've done a great job of building out the infrastructure, but then the fact that other participants are going and evaluating other people's projects, they're submitting Replit Cache, they're favoriting stuff, they're commenting stuff, that is so helpful for us. That's strong signal for us because we look like, oh, okay, this looks good, but like everybody else thinks it looks good. That's great. That's super helpful. And then our ambassadors are jumping in, they're helping us with judging. I don't think we can do this on our own. And the
No.
fact that we have such an amazing community that is supporting each other, like that is like, I don't know, that's so awesome for me to see.
Yeah, and I think we're going to lean into that in the next phase of this, because let's talk about the total overall network activity here, because it's been overwhelming. If you haven't been to the site, like let me go over to this Buildathon hub real quick, and if we go to the activity page and just look at this, I mean, the amount of activity every, you know, like if you just go through 1 minute, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, like it's nonstop. Oh, the activity failed to load. It's just been nonstop activity. And so when we go into this and we see like the amount of activity that's just kind of happening all across this network, between, like the replicash transactions, the projects being favorited, just everything, even projects being scored. I think like it's like 3,600 people or something like that have scored projects. So in addition to favorites, replicash, and shout outs, you can also score other people's projects. And so like we'll talk a little bit about that because we're going to have a full week of scoring and judging for this last round. So it's just been overwhelming to see that activity feed always churning. And again, if you go to the site, let's see, there's 322 people, 324, 25. Like it's just always on there. Oh, and now you'll see we've got these little call to action at the top. There's no excuse for missing your next submission. Like this banner is just going to be there, right? There's no more, you can get rid of it, but it'll pop back up there until you've filled out your submission. So like, like there's no more lenience or grace here. Like this is the last checkpoint this Thursday. So anyway, the activity's just been overwhelming. It's been super cool to see everyone building. And yeah, let me go back to this. Any thoughts before we move on? Just overall network activity or this kind of the scope of what's happening here.
Just exciting to see. So awesome.
I don't think I've ever been on there. There've been like less than 200 people active on the site, which is crazy. Like I'm logging on there like 2 a.m. Like, all right, let me score. And then like there's like 200 people like in there reviewing projects, submitting their checkpoints. It's crazy.
Well, and there was a point where like sometimes I would log in and it was only like 20 or 30, but if you remember what happened initially, like the autoscale server splits up the servers. And so it was just showing the people the server you were on. And so like when I unified that, I think like at the end of week 1, yeah, it's been like 200 to 300 people almost like full time on there. Sometimes I see it go under like 200. Usually that's like 2 or 3 in the morning or some like wild time when it's just not. But then you'll go in, and I think during the stream the other day, there was like 500 plus people. Like we had more people there than were on the YouTube video again, which is crazy. So
I think for me, it signals that there's such a hunger to connect with other builders. This is such a movement, and we're so early. It's hard to find like-minded folks that are doing this, and I think we're creating that. And you guys are coming in, and you guys are doing an amazing job. So thank you so much. Keep doing that.
Yeah. One of my favorite dynamics of this whole thing has been the auction, the bids.
Oh yeah.
So again, I think these bids are going to be game changers as we move forward. The bids are going to get more expensive. The bids are going to get more competitive. But this is cool to see. 1,300 people bid. Almost 400 bids won. That number is probably over 400 now because I think I grabbed these snapshot stats last night. But it's just been super cool to see people again competing for that little slot at the top. It just goes to show that we're in an all-out battle for attention here. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about week 3. Okay, so that's kind of a snapshot of what's going on with the Buildathon. Week 1 and 2, we've gone through that. So now we're like getting the product packaged up and getting ready to go to market. I'm going to talk about replicash a little bit because there's still a lot of money sitting in wallets. And this last week of submissions is all about like you're going to need that cash, right? So you're going to want to invest in projects that like you think are good because they're going to need the ad revenue to stand out. And we're going to have a full week of judging, scoring, etc. So kind of the cadence has been Tuesdays we have our stream, Thursdays we have our checkpoint. So that was week 1. We did the same thing last week. This week we're going to do the same thing again. So we're having our deep dive today. We're going to review some of these projects. Thursday is the final checkpoint, right? So Thursday, all projects need to be in. All projects need to be submitted. There is going to be no grace, so don't wait until the last minute to click that submit button. And then there will be a full week of scoring, judging, replicash, bidding, ads, whatever. We want a full week to vet the projects for you to kind of share these with your friends and family and kind of help get the word out about your project and show us why you should win. Right? We want a full week of this launch and distribution and you all kind of pleading your case, whether that's on social, whether that's sharing your video with us, whether that's finding ways to stand out with friends, whether that's like getting somebody, online to share about this project or getting on, like, I don't know. This is it, right? Like your launch week. This is what it all boils down to. So any advice, thoughts, Manny, Francisco, about this kind of last week that's coming up?
I think, listen, even if you feel like you're not at 100%, just go. Just start putting your story out there. Share your experience. Share why you're building this, why it's a pain point for you, what you have in mind, and just keep it authentic. And it's okay if you don't have it at 100%. In fact, it's probably good if you don't have it at 100% that you're going public with it because you don't know what that 60 to 100% should be because you haven't gotten real life users or paying folks. So, I think the biggest thing for a lot of folks is going to be putting themselves out there when they feel like their product isn't complete. Well, it's not going to be complete until you have 10, 15 users in there telling you what to build for them. So it's okay if it's not complete. Just get
Yeah.
it out there, share your story.
Well, what do they say? Action leads to information, right? Action produces information. And so like
Correct.
this is exactly. And I think you're going to see when we speed run some of this, how quickly, like how little time you have to capture somebody's attention, and kind of like what you need to be doing to grab that initial impulse. So yeah.
I think
Francisco,
get
any
it out
thoughts?
there. Yeah, get it out there. Same as me. Also, just internally, like, showcase internally within the platform itself. Discord is an incredible place. So if you're not, if you're not even sure like what you should post on social media or what happens if there's something there, like I just go on Discord, talk to folks. I've seen so many projects like get shaped and just get kind of improved just by a single post on Discord. So use the community, leverage that incredible community and just also participate, as Raimar is saying. And I think that'll kind of help you get a lot more confidence in posting on socials if you're kind of like, getting the ball rolling. But yeah, absolutely. Get it out there is the number one piece of advice.
Yeah, let's answer some of these questions here. Can we get double Replicash for that full week? We are going to issue more Replicash, so you will get more Replicash. Let's see. Love the full week to market it. Yes. Let's see. If you didn't get any additional Replicash to bid on other projects last week, does that mean you never got your project looked at? No. Every project got looked at. That probably means you didn't have your checkpoint submitted. So if you did get additional Replicash last week, it's probably because you didn't have your week 2 checkpoint. So again, we will issue Replicash on Thursday to everyone who got their week 3 checkpoint in. So again, you want to make sure you're keeping up with all the checkpoints to get access to all the extra cash that's floating around. Let's see. I think that's about it. There's more comments coming in, but we'll get to those here in a bit. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so this is your mission. Should you choose to accept it, and if you're in the Buildathon, then you've already accepted. So just get to it. All right, you're going to set some KPIs, because if you don't set anything to measure, then you have no idea if you're succeeding or not, right? So if you have 0 users, maybe your KPI is, I want my first 10 users. If you haven't made a sale, maybe your KPI is, I'm going to make my first sale, or how many users do I need to make my first sale? You need some kind of metric here, right? Something that you're going to measure, whether it's exposure, whether it's users, whether it's revenue, whatever. It could be just actions you're going to take that day. I'm going to share this with 10 people, right? Ideally, you want some kind of outcome-based, KPI, but whatever you decide to set for your project, this is what you should set, right? This is what you're going to use to measure your launch. Then you're going to tell everyone you know, right? So this, again, the Discord is a great place to start, but it is not where you're going to find your, success for your product. So now it's time to reach outside of the Discord, outside of the Buildathon world, and start sharing this project with people in your real life, friends, family, coworkers, etc. Right? This is where, again, the rubber meets the road. And your goal is to start validating your product and to start getting real feedback, right? And I want to start by kind of maybe reviewing the first couple weeks winners and showcasing kind of what made those projects stand out for us, or what it was about these projects that caught our attention real quick. And then we're going to just kind of speed run through a bunch of sites. So I have built a tool that is just going to randomly pull in Buildathon submissions. And for the rest of the stream, we're just going to review sites and give feedback and kind of talk a little bit about what catches our eye, what doesn't. If your project stands out, we'll spend a little bit more time on it. If it doesn't, we will tell you why and move on to the next project. And you will kind of see rapid fire how little time there is to kind of catch someone's attention. So Manny, Francisco, any thoughts on that? And Francisco, I know you wanted to drop out, but you had some things to get to. So we'll let you kind of get to it from here, and then Manny and I will be the good cop, bad cop.
Yes, that's good. Good luck to everybody.
What did somebody call us?
To Marcelo.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
Marcelo's in the chat. Brazil's
hey,
in the chat.
Marcelo,
Shout out.
Brazil
Yeah.
representing. What's up? Good to see you, Marcelo. What did somebody call us? Raimar, like they called you Simon Cowell, and I was what was the other lady?
I don't know what's her name. Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul.
Yeah. There we go. Awesome.
Yeah. So.
All right, Francisco. We'll let you get to it, and we will go here. Let me give a little zoom in here. And we won't go super into these. Let's do this because week 2 did not get any love yet. Folks, we will be showcasing the week 2 winners on the stream this Friday as well. But real quick, at the top, just thinking about what it is about these that stood out. First of all, we talked about this. They all kind of solved a real world problem. Or a personal problem to the person who created it, right? Like it was a real thing that the person had like a specific interest in, or it was just something that they were like obsessed with or tinkering with, right? Like Redact in browser solves a real world use case where like you can redact things in real time, kind of privacy preserving, redact PDFs and content. It was, and we can jump into these. But again, what caught our attention about this was Tasha put like a really good video together, and her video was like human, spoke to us, caught our attention, and the product kind of lived up to the delivery.
One minor thing to note
ahead.
here as well, Remar, is that the thumbnail also matters. I
Yeah.
saw a couple of thumbnails where like I didn't know what they were driving at, but like with word drop, like okay, I see that thumbnail, like okay, it's a game, I got it, cool, that's priming me. That's the first thing that I'm gonna see. Mars grid, okay, that looks interesting. That captures my attention. Meme tune, I get it. Okay, cool. The redacting browser, like you're showing me what you're doing. So
Yep.
think about that thumbnail as a first impression for your submission.
That can't be overstated. If you think about like how YouTube works, and again, what we're going to see here in a second as we just bang, bang, bang go through these, you're going to see that first impression is everything. Even before I touch your software, even before I decide whether I'm going to log in, even before I decide whether I'm going to take any other action, that initial moment to stand out. And if you again go to the gallery and you see how many like projects there are here, like having a beautiful thumbnail initially is going to like just do the first part of your work for you, So that's a good call out. And I see some people taking advantage of it, like a little bit of Giphy, you see like some GIFs,
Nice, see,
right? So again,
nice.
little things to help you stand out, little moments that's going to catch somebody's attention. I see somebody that's take 15 seconds of pause, like this looks really nice, like at a glance, they've done a nice job of kind of optimizing these. So some of you have done really nice work here. Like a lot of these are very nicely designed. I can see you've spent time kind of trying to do this. So yeah, that's what we're going to review again today. Manny, anything about the winners over the last couple weeks? Anything specific that like stood out to you from the folks that have kind of taken the initial prizes for the last 2 weeks?
Big thing for me has just been a face on a video and just keeping it authentic and selling me on why they're solving that particular pain point and why them. Like I think that like that's been like the 80% thing for me. And then like if like the video you tell me like this is like the problem that I'm solving, this is why it's my problem, here's what I want to solve for everybody, and then clicking into the app and getting some sense of that. Like I got that with Epic Bible Journey. Like her video, I saw it, and then I went into the app, and I was like, "Oh, this is like really good," and like, boom, like that's a winner for me. So, I think again, like it goes back to like being comfortable putting yourself out there and explaining your story. My big kind of key like message that I've been driving is that when you're so early on in a new product or a service, people are going to buy you as a person. So you're really trying to sell them. You're trying to sell them on you and your background. Why this is a pain point for you, why you're the person to solve it, and why you're going to do a great job for them. And then the app or the platform is just validation on top of that. But it's almost like just like the cherry on top, really like the big, like everything else is just like you as a person. Why am I going to choose you to solve this for me?
What's up? Sorry, I had a Chrome crashed again in the background. I think I too many tabs open. All right, let's do this. Let me get my screen share back into the mix. Entire screen here. Hang on one second. Let me get this out of the way here. Full screen here. All right. Okay, so maybe we just go ahead and jump into the game, huh?
Let's do it.
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I have this little button. I'm not going to click it because it will reset the screen. But basically, this little explore button down here, if y'all remember Stumble Upon, early internet folks, none of y'all young bucks are going to like think about this or know about this. But if you've been around the internet for a while, there was this thing called Stumble Upon once. And basically, you would go to this website, you'd click a button, and it would just stumble into a website. And so we are going to recreate that experience here where we're just going to stumble into Buildathon submissions. And as we explore Buildathon submissions, we're going to give you our thoughts. Initial at a glance. We'll go through the site a little bit. If it catches our attention, we'll dive in a little deeper. If not, we'll just move on to the next one and click the button. Any
Some
thoughts
folks are
before we
asking,
get started?
yeah, some folks are asking if we can share the links to the projects as we're going through them because I think they might want to check them out on their end too.
Yes, we can do that. I have the. I wish this was a click to copy. I wonder. Copy link address. Let me see if I can just drop that in here because it is the. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that will work. Okay, so I can copy the link address and just drop it into the chat as we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, Delvo AI. Know if a deal is worth it in seconds. Immediately, that tells me what's happening. AI-powered deal analysis. Okay, paste any listing, contract, link, opportunity. Delvo AI gives you an instant score. Okay, great. Call to action. See it in. It says see it in action. Let's click that and see what happens. Okay, deal score. It's a little obscure. I don't know what a type of deal. Is it like a specific kind of deal? Sign in to analyze. Colors wise, it's nice and calming. Visually, it's nice. I'm not sure I understand immediately what I'm supposed to do with this. Any thoughts, Manny?
Well, first of all, I like the styling. Nice, clean.
Yep.
It's unique. It's not that typical AI purple that you see all the time.
Yep.
But I would say, yeah, like the copy's a little abstract. Oh, two things come to mind. Like the copy's a little abstract. It's kind of, I'm reading a lot. Know if a deal is worth it in seconds. I think you can shorten that. Like find great deals fast. Like keep it simple. And then also, like, I'm also thinking, like, okay, like another web deal application. Like, I think there are a lot of those out there. Like, why are you going to be able to do this better than like a Honey or something like that? So, those are the two things that come to mind right out of the gate. And then also, like, I think, yeah, it is like, it's very like, it's almost like this is like a deals app for a data scientist. So, you got like a
Yeah.
ton of charts here, a lot of data, but I think most people don't want that data. I think they just want it simple, like good deal, bad deal.
Yeah, and also, is this real estate? Is this sales opportunities? Like what is it? Paste any listing. Like can I put a recipe in here? Like what do you mean? Contract. Okay, is this like an employment contract? Is this a real estate contract? Like
Yeah.
like I don't know what you're talking about here. Like I know if a deal. I make all sorts of types of deals. Like instantly, I'm just not really sure, and it doesn't give me the confidence that you know how to give me a score if you don't even know what the deal I'm thinking about is. So that's my initial thought here.
Spot on.
Okay.
That's
Yep. And I think we should try to like burn through these.
Burn through this, yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's how it's going to work. Delvo, we just click the button. Let's see. Sometimes we're going to get a broken link because some of you all are not great at following instructions and have put broken links into the thing. But let's just see what's going to happen here. And sometimes maybe it's going to just break because maybe I broke it. Yep, go ahead.
As you're pulling that up, I'll drop a question here. No, it's not too late to join, right? Right, more people can
It's
still.
not too late to join.
So someone can come in and steal the show. So like you got a couple of days to wrap up all your checkpoints and get in there by Thursday. But like, no, not too late to join. Get in there, put in your checkpoints, and submit. A lot of prizes up for grabs for the overall winner.
Yeah, you can't win the weekly prize if you don't. Well, you could still win this third week's prize, by the way, if you get it in by Wednesday or by Thursday. So yeah, you can win this week's prize as well as the overall competition. You just have to make sure you get all checkpoints in by Thursday. All right, Cortex Beta, your AI-powered second brain. Capture notes, links, and voice memos seamlessly. It does have our vibe-coded purple, but the image is nice. It is a little. Maybe something feels crooked, like it's leaning to the left, but it could be me. Maybe my eyes are just crooked after looking at these sites. Built with modern tech. I don't think that matters. Nobody cares. Show me some social proof there. Your notes are everywhere. Okay. Brain that thinks like you. There's a lot of second brains in this competition. There's a lot of like scoring and storing and, trying to see like, okay, so takes me to an app. All right, that makes sense. Try the app, join the wait list. Okay. All right, I mean, initially, I get it. Watch the demo. What happens? Okay, that's not a video. That's not a watch the demo. So I'm not sure that you lose points for that. Um, Manny, what do you think?
One, I think this is a common mistake that I'm seeing where people are showcasing the functionality, but not the pain point that you're solving. So, like your AI powered second brain, like, okay, it's a thing you're giving me, but what pain are you solving for me? So, it might be more like never forget the grocery list or never forget, like, quickly withdraw, like, recall all of your meetings from last week's, or all of your notes from last week's meeting with your boss. Um, so I would focus more on the actual like the value and the pain that you're relieving for me. I'll also move away from the AI powered stuff. As we mentioned before, everything is AI powered, and when you use AI in your copy, it's a bit of a turnoff.
Yeah. Yeah. And your AI powered second brain, it's like, okay, what do you actually mean? Like never lose a link again. Never lose a piece of inspiration, right? Like save your favorite recipes. Like, what are you wanting me to do with this? And this whole second brain idea is like just beat to death. It's like somebody saying, what's the difference between this and Obsidian respectfully? Exactly. There's so many products in this space that you have to like get specific about what's going to make it stand out, because an AI powered second brain, like you're not Anthropic, you're not OpenAI, like you're not one of these products. And so, again, specificity matters, I think, here to catch um, people's attention and get that initial like bang for the buck. Let me copy link. Oh, we forgot to share that last URL, but I'll share this one here. How would you like to get started? ISO audit date. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. We're just going to move on real quickly like that. AI guided interview. Start AI interview. But okay, so initially I'm just thinking, okay, like I'm typing into a field, right? So you've got me doing something. You've got me clicking around. I don't know if that's good or bad because I really don't understand what I'm doing here, but I do have, okay. Yeah, ISO audit data. How do I get back to that homepage I was just on? That's what I would like to know. Switch to form, autofill form from file. Okay. So there's a lot here. Multi-step form. I have seen a lot of multi-step form type things. I'm just not real sure what I'm supposed to do with this. And now I can't get back to the homepage here. I'm here to help you fill out an application form for an ISO certification. Okay. Manny, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I think here I'm seeing the classic mistake of not having separate, I guess, entry points for different parts of your application or your service. Like, for example, I would have loved to have seen a landing page here. Like,
Yeah.
like are you sweating because you have your ISO audit next week? Streamline this, and something that took you 4 weeks now takes you 30 minutes, something like that, and like just like images of the product in motion so I know what I'm doing, like the value prop and everything. So that'd be the landing page, and then you say get started, then you jump into the platform side. So I see this quite a bit. Like people send a link to the platform and expect me to know how to get started and use it before even selling me on it. You got to prime me a
Yeah.
little bit. Like, here's where you're going to try this out. Here's what you got to do. Here's the value prop, the landing page, and then boom, go into the platform itself.
Yeah, exactly. How would you like to get started doing what? Choose an
Why?
option that works best for you. Like, what do you mean? Like
Right.
AI guided. And again, here we go, AI guided or fill out manually. Like, I have no idea. All I see here is ISO audit data collection is the only clue that I have. And I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. So unless I know exactly what I'm doing, or, like you've sent me here directly, like this is not the place to land. This is not capturing, the attention or kind of getting you to where you want to be, I think.
That's it. I like the concept. I like that it's niche. I am sure this person has a lot of expertise in this. They can capture and digitize in this platform. Just needs a little bit of a better front door, so to speak.
Yeah, you're dropping people right into the app experience before kind of making it clear what the app is for. This is and this again, this is a great thing if you're just building the tool, but if you're competing in a buildathon and you need judges who've never heard of or seen your project that are going to look at this and then need to kind of have some kind of emotional impulse or kind of design impulse to go and look deeper into this. And that's why we're making these points, is that like, we're giving more time than the judges likely will over this course of the next week. So okay, this project, let's go ahead and copy this link address. Okay. We'll just share this. Senior Golf Tour Europe. Immediately, I kind of know what it is. Here's some events. Okay, great. Order of events, frequently asked questions. Seems like a nice site. Let's see if I click Race to Marabella. Okay, learn more. Event pop up. Okay, great. Register, contact us. What happens if I click a register button? Okay, it's going to open up to give an email. Don't save. Okay, I mean, immediately I kind of know what this is about. It's trying to get me to register for some of these events. Yeah, I mean, initially this makes sense to me. Any thoughts, Manny? I mean,
I like it, yeah, because like before, like your brain registers things so fast. Like before I even read the copy, like oh, I know it's golf, and then it's also interesting here because even like the font and the logo screams golf to me. Like they've got that dialed in, and that's something that I think I've learned to appreciate is that your styling, your font, that's also communicating as well as your color, as well as the image, as well as the logo. It's like a whole presentation where like you can see something from afar and you can like, oh, you can already start to see the style, what they're trying to communicate. So this is, I think, very well designed because immediately I got like golf and it's got like that
yeah.
feel to it, and it got my attention.
I will say that this is this site, I do believe, was started before the Buildathon, if I remember from my guts, from my memory. And so one thing we will be checking, just a note, is the start date of your project to make sure it qualifies. So just because you see it on screen or just because you see us go through it right here does not mean, again, that you are not missing checkpoints or that something's not missing here. Just for whatever that's worth. Some of these projects that we've seen look a little feature rich and a little a little more mature than they should. And so we will be looking and checking for that. Again, that's why when you submit your projects, you have to pick from an eligible list of Replit projects in order to submit for the Buildathon. So
You're gonna get a lean on your Replit cache.
that's
for this kind
right.
of stuff.
All right. So drug interaction checker did not load. Start flow, ADHD. Let's see if we get this one. All right. This is again, this is just not the way to do it. Right? We're going to copy this link and we'll share it in here. But this is what's going to happen. Let's say this is the first place your judge lands. The judge is going to have to decide, do I open this up and actually get into this versus why aren't you sending us to the video we've had you create? Why aren't you sending us to a landing page? Why aren't you sending us somewhere that tells us the story of this app so that we actually click through rather than, like just landing on an expo link? There's nothing here that, like odds are the judge is not going to like open this up unless it's later in the round and we've already identified this is a project worth checking out.
And there's no reason not to have a landing page for a mobile app anymore. Now with multi artifacts, you could just ask Agent, say, "Hey, build me a landing page. Use the styling for my mobile app," and Agent will do it for you, and you can use that URL. So, no reason not to have a landing page here.
Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna skip. Again, you make it hard for us. We're just don't make me think. We've talked about that, right? Like. Okay, try the app. So this is the next one, Beat Haven. Let me grab the link here, copy link. We'll drop that into the chat. All right, Beat Haven, your personal meditation sanctuary. Try the app, no sign up needed. Okay, great. I'm gonna click the button. Delta Theta. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, I'm right in here. I'm hearing music. I don't know if y'all hear the music. Hopefully that's not.
I don't hear any music.
Oh yeah, it might not be coming through. Okay, pause it. All right, so immediately I'm thinking this is like one of those explore binaural beats designed to enhance your mental state, anxiety relief. Okay, great, focus. So it's got like these different sound effects that are supposed to kind of help me maybe. Oof. Those are rough.
I think this is one of those instances where somebody spent too much time building out the platform and the product themselves and less time thinking about how to sell it to folks. Because that landing page that you saw, like that does not inspire confidence in me. Like I'm not gonna go there and like click on it. Like I would probably just avoid it because one, I'm not sure what I'm clicking on. Two, I'm not sure why I'm clicking on this.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like you drop me right onto the login page and it says try the app, so I get that. And maybe, we could do it some justice by like shrinking this down into like the right screen size. But you just have to assume that people are not going to be on the ideal device or size or setup or thing for your screen. So
Yeah. Here, I would say like clearly there's a lot of functionality in the platform there, but I would say like spend less time building it out. Like you just need like a brief demo, like maybe 3 songs that you play there. Call that done, and then spend the rest of your time packaging it up and trying to tell people why they should even try it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I can't get back to the home. You see, like, you're blocking some navigation here, maybe as I click through. Um, it's just tough because this was built as a mobile app and we're looking at it on a desktop, so
Mm,
it's not giving it the most love. But again, this is a real life situation. Somebody might open your app on it, like not a mobile app,
right, they'll be confused.
Yeah, so you have to kind of again, you have to account and adjust for that. And yeah, you're dropping me right into the app. You've given me no sales, no pitch, no idea for why I should be here. Um, I've seen apps like this, that Beat Haven type thing, this audio for like ADHD or some kind of like neural some reason why I need this new type of audio, but I just not sure I get it. Um, okay, product growth simulation.
Ooh.
All right, let me grab the link. Copy link. We'll share this in the chat. Okay, drag initiatives. Watch the value change. Stop guessing your trajectory. Start stacking momentum. Okay, again, this sounds clever, but I have no idea what you mean. Like, it's be clear, not clever. Be like, visualize the compounding impact of your roadmap. What roadmap? Like, am I driving here? And sequence your bets for maximum growth. Is it a product roadmap? Is it like a software? Like, what? Stop guessing your trajectory. Start stacking momentum. Yeah, drag initiatives. Watch the. Okay, so can I touch or play or what? Okay. So it says drag initiatives. Watch the value change. It'd be real cool if I had something to touch and drag there. Like I don't have. Oh, there it is. There's something to drag. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, things it changes. Okay, that's cool. That's
All
some
right.
nice front end functionality.
I
I
like
like that.
that. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
seeing the changes immediately on the front end. Okay.
Before I have to sign up, before I have
Correct.
to get in there, that's nice.
Yep. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something.
Yeah, I think for sure there's an opportunity to clean up the copy a little bit, because I guess what you're driving at here is like you have different campaigns and you want to anticipate the lift of those campaigns before you actually do them. So I guess like I would talk, yeah, like this is probably meant like listed for like growth managers to like do more campaign planning.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe it's some roadmap type thing. Like maybe I'm planning out my project, maybe I'm planning out my marketing, but that's what I don't know. I don't understand, right? So free tool with email detail result. What is that? Partner campaign integrations. Like, are these features? Is there something in here that I'm missing? Again, like, I think it's just a little too broad. I think this is a little too like, am I supposed to put your connect linear, connect your to-do list, and then this will help you move faster with more clarity on the time involved in building your startup? I don't know, right? But um,
The other technique that I would use here is to drop this into an LLM and say, here's what I'm building. What are some more established brands that are doing something similar? And go check out their copy and how they're talking about it. Because
yeah,
you'll find like it's much simpler and much straightforward. Although I do like the styling. It's distinctive. It stands
correct.
out. It's
Yep.
clean. It's all consistent. I really like the interactivity on the front page. But yeah, the copy could use a little bit of work.
Yeah, and there is one sign here of a amateur site that I will call out.
Ooh.
Just generally, because this is good. Like, if you're not a designer, these are things that you won't pay attention to. But this alignment of this left edge here of this text
Mm,
and then this here
mm-hmm.
are not the same. And that is a telltale sign of just a little bit of finesse. Same thing on this right edge, right? My graphic on the right edge does not
Mm-hmm.
go to the same edge as the bottom section here. In a, like a designer, would make sure those paddings are all consistent. And so like, this is something you can do really easily to make sure there's just a little bit of refinement on the site. So again, like Manny, I agree with you. I think generally this is a very nice looking site. It's clean. Like, I like the colors, etc. But that initially, this jump from like here to then over here, it's a little jarring on the eye. I know you don't think it makes a big deal, but if those were aligned, your heart would be a little more peaceful. Like, literally, your eyes and your whole your eye space would just like, it'd be more calm. You'd be like, yes, you're right. This is better.
And I think Reimar is articulating this as a designer, but most people will just feel it. So they'll like have like an off feel about it, and they don't know like why I feel off about it, but they'll just like log off. Whereas Reimar can see it and like, oh, like this is why it's annoying me. And that's kind of the eye of the designer. But most people would just like there's something off for them and just a little bit of friction, and they're moving on to the next one.
Yeah, and this is literally probably just like a simple adjustment because you see when I go to the
Oh
smaller
yeah.
screen here, you see how it's aligned and it just feels nicer, right? Like, and so when I go into that bigger screen, it removes the alignment. So it's again, it's just a very subtle thing, but these are the types of things that make a big difference when you're talking about pro level design versus is this vibe coded, you know?
hmm
All right, next site. Let's grab a link here, copy link address. We'll paste this into the chat. My branches. Okay. The number one family reunion planning and collaboration app. Okay. I don't believe that, but it's good to claim it. Plan unforgettable family reunions, manage household contacts. So, like, when you make a claim like this, so a couple things. First of all, as seen in, okay, maybe it is, right? But I don't see, show me a screenshot. Why don't I see families on this image? Like, why are there no images here? Right? You're telling me it's a family reunion planning app. Why don't I see family reunions? Why don't I see customer success stories? Why don't I see a testimonial about somebody in a shirt that they just planned their family reunion telling me like this is the best app for managing our family reunion? So like you're making lots of claims here, but there's nothing visually that tells me that what you're saying is true, right? I see lots of logos here, but again, I don't see screenshots of those snapshots. Like I don't know. It doesn't necessarily feel like you're living up to the promise you're making here. And then your colors are a little rough. Like this blue, this teal on the purple is very difficult to see. The contrast is not great. You see the links kind of blend in here. So
hmm
immediately, like I'm just having a hard time feeling like this is a premium experience. Manny, any thoughts?
I I I just don't know. I don't know if Agent designed this because I think Agent would not do something like this.
Take a look.
So um either like if Agent built this out, then please submit a bug because yeah, there's a bunch of like styling issues that I see. You right about you pointing out, but also like the black on the purple. The buttons are very small. um yeah, like I think this would be like a failed Agent design, or either like they were hand holding Agent too much and giving too specific with Agent. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just got to tell Agent like build me a beautiful website for this idea. I want this color theme, I want this feel. Talk about who you're targeting. Actually, that's what I would do. Here's who I'm targeting. Here's the kind of general feel that I want. Here's the kind of color schema. Maybe Agent, you build it out, you make it beautiful, and you let Agent
Yeah.
run, and it will like
This
do
is
like
definitely somebody overrode the Shad CN like primitives here because you can see
right.
the form fields are overridden. So
Yeah.
somebody definitely is like overriding the styles a little too much here. Um,
You gotta let Agent run. Like Agent's really good. Sometimes it's just like Agent, here's what I'm building, here's what I'm targeting, here's the feel. Go build it, make it look awesome, make it look epic, and Agent will do
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. So that's general thoughts as I don't, it's not really believable and I don't really understand the story. I get the family reunion planning app. I get that. Show me, like again, we're in the show me, don't tell me phase. So show me some of the software, show me some friendly faces, show me a family reunion, show me a picnic on a table, people having fun. Somebody's in that, in their app. I don't know, right? Like, again, just
Mhm,
ground me in humanity. Your buttons are different sizes here. So again, like this download on the App Store, get it on Google Play. That's just a sign of a little like it's not no attention to detail there, right?
mhm.
And so immediately I'm like thrown off. Like, is this real? Is it not? Is this a scam? Right? So like these are things that people are looking at, especially now that like people are starting to understand like, oh, anybody can just spin up websites. So
And also, don't be afraid to call out where you are right now. Like the number one family reunion, maybe that's where you're planning, you're aspirational, but like people are just gonna call you out on that. Like, be like, here's where we're starting. Here's why I think it's kind of cool. Like, don't be afraid to tell people where you are right now. People will jump on the journey with you if it's compelling enough for them.
yeah. All right. Let's click the bouton. Takeaway roulette. Oh, okay. Let's see. Copy link address. I think I know this one. Let's see if it pops in. Okay, takeaway roulette in the chat. All right, 49 community spins this week. Okay, great. See, social proof. I don't know what that means, but I'm like, oh, 49 people have done that thing. I don't know what that is. It'd be cool if I could click that and find out what a community spin was, or if it like, spin today, or, I also, initially just a little chaotic, right? Shake Shack, we've got all caps, we've got lowercase, we've got yellow text, we've got red text, we've got red on white, we've got red on blue. Like this is a little chaotic. I would normalize these. I also see label 1, label 2. Typically you just want one of these, you know? And then spin, eat, dare, can't decide what to order. So I'm just not sure where to look here is my initial thought. Am I looking here, launch app, spin the wheel? Am I in group mode? And, like what am I supposed to do here? Right? Like, what do you want me to actually do? There's just a lot to look at. Very distracting. I kind of get it. Can't decide what to order. Let fate choose. That's great, right? That's very clear to me. But now you have all this other stuff kind of competing. It took me forever to just get to that. So that's my initial thought.
Yeah, and I bet you the functionality itself is really cool, and just kind of getting buried with all this like additional stuff. Like I would just show like the actual like thing in action because
Yeah,
that
let me
seems
just
like
spin the
awesome.
wheel. Like, why?
Yeah,
Why is it not like a slot machine, like just right up front?
or like a
just
video of on loop in the front, just showing me what it is. Because that's probably I like the idea now that I think about it. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like, let's just like everybody pick an option and just let it spin.
Yeah, Wendy's.
Nice. Hey, that's cool. See, this should be on the landing page. If I saw this, like this should be it. Like, oh, I like this. This is fun. It makes sense.
Yeah, right. Like immediately, this is one of those. Like immediately, I should just spin the wheel. Like, don't even ask me to spin the wheel. Just put the wheel right up front and
Right.
like give me some let me click it. And watch how many people just come in and click the wheel. Okay, look, it counted 51 community spins this week. So somebody else is spinning. I spinning, so it counted that. Okay, this is nice. Let me do this. Let me come over here and just see. All right, they got a little bit of Replicash. Let me see. Reimar's early investor. Let me invest a little bit more bucks in the project. Throw some bucks in there. Okay, great. We're waiting for your week 3 submission, so make sure that gets in on time.
Cool idea. Catchy. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Here's what we want. Okay. And it might be cool if I could like put my own, maybe I can put my own restaurants. Maybe I could put my favorite restaurants in. Cause like I see a lot of fast food stuff in here and a lot of like chain restaurants, but it'd be cool if I could kind of pick my own restaurants. If I could decide what restaurants were in here, if I could have like Google Places data that I could like pick my favorite stuff, and kind of that would be a little bit more exciting for me, I think.
You might also consider narrowing the focus here to be like more targeted towards couples. Cause I would use an app for me and my wife because we're always like, oh, what do you want today? What do you want today? Like, okay, I can't decide. Okay, let's just do the spin. And then whatever it comes up, that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah. Somebody's asking here, must we create a website now for our app? If you have not been paying attention, the whole point is to create a product and then take it to market. And so if you think you can do that without a website, well, go for it. But if you think the best thing to help your app get out into the market is a website that helps tell the story or a sales deck or a video, well, then you should probably include those as well. And the whole goal is to push the limits of what Agent 4 can do, which typically means, and we said this at the beginning, you're not going to win with just a website or just a web app or just one thing. You're going to need the app, the website, some marketing collateral, a video, a slide deck, something, like else. So yes, you probably need to think about how you can put that stuff together. Let's see, what does no pineapple pizza? That's right.
That's
How
in your
long should the-
personalized settings. Right,
How long should the video be for Thursday? Just long enough to tell your story, not any longer. Yeah, you just, a minute or two is probably good. And, the first 30 seconds are what really is going to count to get the attention of the judges.
I would say it should not be longer than 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And just get to it. Some of these videos are like 10 minutes long, and you're telling me your full life story, everything. You're going through every single feature in the app. No, like you have 90 seconds. First one, like right out of the gate, like why I should care, what problem you're gonna solve for me, why you and then at the very end, go try out my app.
And we're not friends. You're not introducing yourself. Like Manny said, you're not telling me about like how you're doing that day and taking 30 seconds to, like, oh, well, the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm just it's the weekend and we wanted to no, immediately. You have to hey, what's up? I'm Reimar. I'm building XYZ. This is why you should take a look. Here's the problem we're trying to solve. Boom, in it immediately. Okay. Kappa Bricks. Let's grab the link, copy link address, throw it in the chat. Okay. Smarter training analysis, stronger transformation. Again, am I training my muscles? Am I training LLMs? Am I training my enterprise? What am I training? Training intelligence for enterprise change. I don't know. What enterprises are we changing? What intelligence are we doing? Training intelligence. Are we training LLM models, turn capability gaps into implementation ready training strategies in minutes, not weeks? Okay, now we're starting to get something closer. from capability gap to improve strategy in minutes. Okay. Again, we're starting to get closer to what this is, but I'm still not sure I understand. Purpose-built platform for enterprise change management programs. It replaces weeks of manual analysis with structured design for change management. Everything your program needs. What program? What things do I need? Core capabilities. Okay. Again, it's very broad. 3x faster strategy. What kind of strategies? Like average strategy confidence score. Confidence in what? You know, like these are just stats. Like if I'm looking at these, I'm just dismissing lots of this stuff. Let's see, request a demo, login. I can't click any of these. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here as the next step. Contact, login. Okay, login. Oh, takes me to some dashboard here, settings. Okay. All right, yeah. So I guess, Manny, any thoughts? I'm just not really sure. It's enterprise, change.
So what I gather is this is like for a consultant would come in and like would talk to a company and say and have like 5 different AI transformation initiatives that they might consider to put all the transformations in there, and then this platform will tell them which ones are the best, score them, and then give them like a planned action kind of thing. But that I only know that because I've done that and I've been in that business. But if I'm new to this, like, yeah, it's like so totally unclear. And then also, I think it's also just speaking again more to the what more so than the why. Like, why does a company want to do this? Well, you say like, are you worried about falling behind competitors and you're unsure how to implement AI? Use our tool to implement AI 5 times faster or something like that. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, there's no immediate problem you're solving. Like a lot of you folks are falling into the problem of like showing off features rather than showing the solution and how your product makes the user the superhero in the story, right? And so that's what people want to see. When I come like to a product like this, I don't care about like, the details of the functionality. What I want to know is the problem I'm looking to solve going to be solved by the software that I'm looking at? And so I see I created I created a program. Okay, so there is some issue there where I'm like losing that when I go back and forth. So I can access my plan, but when I go to programs, it's a different UI. So, and lots of the buttons are just not working here. So it just seems like kind of a half-baked thing. Maybe somebody has an idea for like an enterprise program they're trying to replace. I'm not really sure what the core problem is here. What I would say on something like this is like narrow your scope. Get me to do one thing, explain that one problem, position really clearly.
One other consideration here, you might want to have like some sort of onboarding mechanism. So new user comes in, like maybe even like some modals that come up like step 1, submit your project here. Step 2, invite people. Step 3, score it here, just to let people know how to like, get around your application a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I think that's what we got for that. Kappa bricks. You got some tightening up to do there, I think.
Kappa bricks.
Oh, what is this?
Ooh.
What this is? Breath ghost, location off camera, needs a full browser tab to work. Okay, let's open that. I mean, I'm intrigued. Okay.
I'll click.
I'll click the button. Okay, so allow this time. Let's see, breathe ghost, start camera, start ghost. Allow this time. Oh.
Yikes.
What is it doing?
Is it measuring your breathing or?
Loading face detector. Allow this time. Is this, give it to my.
I think you're supposed to relax, yeah.
Oh, it's got my location here.
Why do you need the location here, dude?
I don't know what's going on. But I'm having fun, and that's part of the battle, I think. The ghost darkens with AQI. Each breath adds damage. So what am I supposed to do? Loading face detector.
I guess you're supposed to breathe and like have the ghost like calm down, like so like it's a breathing mechanism. I got it. So it's like it's like gamifying the breathing process. You're supposed to relax, and the more you breathe, the more chill this ghost will become. Hopefully, deeper breaths, dude. Deeper breaths with more relaxation. With more relaxation.
I'm gonna like hyperventilate here, trying to breathe. Okay, I don't really know what this is doing, but I like it's fun, it's playful. I don't know what the use is here. I do see it's like actually grabbing my audio. Let's stop here. Okay, start camera to put the ghost on your face. Mic active. Breathe to darken the ghost. Breathe to darken the ghost. I don't know. Okay, share what happens if I share. Okay, it opens up a little share window. All right. I mean, I don't know what this is doing. It's fun. This is the most fun we've had today with one of these, so let's do this. Let's open this up. Let's see what's going on the actual project page here.
I think it's got to be your permanent video feed now, right, Mar? Having that goes in there.
Okay. Oh, some self transfers. A self investor. All right, we'll give you 250 because you're self investing. That's okay. And it looks like you're missing your checkpoints. So if you want this to be counted, yeah, this needs to be updated with your checkpoints. But okay.
First of all, I love the idea. I like the concept. I get it because breathing is one of those things that I know I should be doing daily, but it's a chore. So if you can gamify it and make it fun for me, okay, that's really cool. But two, like there's no landing page. You're not telling me what this should do. It's interesting. It's intriguing. We'll click on it, but that's because we're like curious folks. Like most people will be like, nah, this is weird. Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think it was funny. I don't know what the real use is for this. Let's see. I just clicked a little, there's a little button here. I don't know what I just did, but I clicked it and it spun. Anyway, okay. That's fun, playful. Let's go to the next one. You have to breathe daily. Just gathering all my data. That's right. I just gave it access to all my devices. No big deal.
A bunch of breathing ads.
Okay. Let's grab the link here. Copy link. We'll share this in the chat. All right. Real estate Iceland. Find your next home. Initially, this is very difficult to read. So contrast is just a little struggly here. I don't see any data. I don't see anything here. This does not look like a high effort submission. We're just going to skip on this one, guys.
There's no way Agent did that.
Yeah, I think what happens is, again, people create something. Those are empty states. They haven't been thought out. Again, very, very low effort to get something like that out of the agent. You know. All right. Manny, initial thoughts on this one? I'm copy the link.
Know before you buy. Score every thrift find in seconds. One, it's a little bit hard to read. Especially the gray on black, that's a big no-no. And also the small text on black, that's gray. That's a big no-no. The buttons kind of hard to read. That should be white. Should be like a brighter color. Should be white. So yeah, a little hard to read off the bat. Even on the top, like the different texts, the different buttons, they're like a slight gray on white.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I get the copy could be a little bit crisper. I think like evaluate your thrift find in seconds. I think I would just go with that. Like, is it worth something? Is that thing worth something? Evaluate in seconds. But yeah, I think first, right out of the gate, I think just making it more readable, you'd get like a big lift here.
Yeah. Score every thrift find in seconds. Thrift analyzes your photos, asking price. What would be interesting and what I think could be cool here, because again, a lot of y'all are falling into the problem of like expecting us to enter your app in a zero data state, which is just not what the user wants, right? Like what would be interesting here is this going to compare all the old Craigslist transactions, or is this looking at like the thriftstore.com pricing analytics data set that somebody's created, that it's going to be like, hey, like almost like think about TrueCar, where it's like, hey, this is a low end price, this is the high end price, this is where your value is, right? And so like immediately I'm like getting anchored in like, oh, this is going to give me a snapshot of the thrifting marketplace, but I don't know what you're evaluating this against. Is this just, I put a photo in here and it like, let's just, let's see what it does. I'm just going to just give it a photo and see what it says here, first of all. So if that works, books, media, okay, good, minor, weak, fabric, cotton, Replit. Okay, so it pulled some stuff in. Let's say we're going to sell it for $24. This is a note. So let's just throw it in and see what it says, what it evaluates it as. But again, I think like, the value of this, the era that we're in with software and the ability to build, is that you can connect lots of dots. Where people are going to have a hard time is expecting folks to come into a brand new platform like this and like give you a bunch of data or spend time, like propagating this information. Like you have to find a way to pull this stuff in from another place to anchor me in like some kind of existing marketplace. Something like that, right? Like asking 24, max bid 40. How do you know? Where is this coming from? Like you literally, it's a YouTube thumbnail, right? And so I get the concept. I think, like it's something here like to do. I bet there's lots of people trying to solve this. I just don't think you've actually solved anything here, right? Like that's my thought.
Two additional thoughts. Number one is I think you have a real opportunity to visually show what you're trying to communicate with this, especially if you're at the thrift store. Like I enjoy going to thrift store and looking around. Like if you had like a video of me like going in with my app scanning things or like buy, sell, buy, like don't buy, that I think would be pretty easy and it would do so much more work than copy. And here's another thing, like if you can visualize something, always visualize something over having to explain it. Our brain is so much faster with visuals than it is reading that it's like so much faster there. So if you can visualize, especially for
Yeah.
something like this, absolutely do it. Two is if you notice when you first landed on this, did you get the feel of like a thrift store kind of
No.
app? It,
No.
no, it almost kind of like a tech, like almost like a like a premium type of thing with the black and the gold.
Yep.
And again, I keep going back, like you're communicating with your style and your color. And if you want to appreciate this more, just go and type into Google like different colors and different feels. And it gives you like a color wheel, like certain colors like blue are calming, colors like yellow are bright. And so like even colors are communicating something to your audience. So I would drop that visual into a chat GPT or a Claude and say like, hey, like who am I targeting with this visual, with this color scheme? And it'll tell you like, oh, this is dark, it's kind of like more sophisticated, it's more of a premium type of thing. That's not the target audience you're looking for when especially if you're thrift shopping.
Yeah, I was trying to pull in. I was trying to show these guys do, and I'm not going to go through it. They're taking me through this whole onboarding process, but they can do that because they're a big brand. I was trying to get to the chart that they show. They show these little charts that kind of show like, you know, where the product falls. Like you could, like Manny was saying, you could visualize some of that. You could again help me fall into the brand a little bit more. Thrifting's a little kitschy. It's a little eclectic. You know, it's got like this different feel. This feels very sterile, very clean. You know, just yeah. I think you're pulling on the right thread with that.
And here's a question: should we not use black backgrounds? I don't think so. I think one, you have to make sure that it reads well. So if you're going to use a dark background, then make sure that the text itself is white and very or like reads well.
Yeah.
But two, the second question is like, okay, should you be using dark backgrounds for your target audience? So like if you go to linear.com or like that's clearly targeted at engineers. It's black, it's white, it's sophisticated. Engineers love that stuff of like, you know, black and white grids in the background, whatever. It really depends on who you're targeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. This is all about talking to your audience specifically. So let's just go on to the next one here. Copy link. We are in an image-oriented society. Yes, I see a lot of that. That's don't forget that like design is everything. Like we talked about, what we're looking at here is basically your thumbnail, right? That first snapshot. And almost like I don't want to say none of you, but many of you are just kind of giving agent output, no images, no design, no UI, no, you know, like no embellishments. It's like you take the initial output of the agent and then you're like, okay, this is it. But oftentimes that's just the shell, that's the edges, that's around, you know, like that's the skeleton. And you need to fill that in with content, with images, with graphics, with other visuals, you know? Okay, it looks like something's not. Lots of folks shared their internal Replit link as their public URL. So that's kind of what's happening here. Okay, make your own Dwight. I'm in. What's happening here? Again, I'm instantly having fun. I'm immediately touching stuff and having fun. This is
That's
good.
cool. Yeah.
This is great. Updating the tie colors. All right. Accent color. Let's see what else. Download your Dwight. Reset to original colors. 24/7 digital worker bot for mundane back office tasks. Never goes on holiday, never gets stressed, and never asks for a pay raise. Okay. Choose your brand colors. All right, great. Download your Dwight. I don't know what I'm doing with Dwight. Oh, I've downloaded it's a PNG of Dwight. Let's see what happens if I, oh, okay. So if let me see. I pull this over here. I have my Dwight.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Powered by Meet Dwight. I don't book a demo. Are you Dwight? The person who's creating this? Okay. Meet Dwight. Book a demo. Meet Dwight, your 24/7 worker bot for mundane back office tasks.
Okay. So this is the landing page then, I guess.
Yeah, right. Trusted by teams who want improvements and speed. Okay. Now this is feeling a little vibe codey, a little rough. But I like the character. I like the playfulness. It would be cool if this was, interactive and I could just create my own Dwight right from here. It does seem like a lot of text. It's a lot of heavy. This is great. You got some social proof. Okay, that clicks to nothing. Just be careful when you do that. Like if you're going to show a cursor that shows me that I can click, I should either click somewhere or just remove that click action right there. It's just kind of reloading the homepage here. All right. There's a lot of movement on the page. Integrates across these platforms. Okay, again, I'm clicking buttons. Oh, that take me places that I'm not sure why. And now I'm gone. Now I've broken. Like now I don't know where I'm. Now I'm back to this thing. So just be careful when you do stuff like that. I do like this. I think this was playful. This is fun. I like this. Nice work. I think you could push this even further. You could take this into what is it, Rive? You could literally take this into Rive and you could make him shake his hand. You could make this interactive. Yeah, this is fun. But this doesn't deliver on the same experience. When I land here, it's not as clean. It's not as refined. I don't know. What do you think, Manny? I think there's a lot here. I like that you brought the character in. Like it's nice. I can see. Like I like that you're bringing the character around. Like you're so close to having some nice stuff here. I like this.
I have mixed feelings about this.
know,
I
me
feel
too.
like it's both, like, again, like, who's your custom here? Is it enterprise? Because then it's way too, like, I guess, like, friendly or like acute, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Or are you targeting like regular folks? And in which case, like, yeah, like, so is this a consumer play or is this an enterprise play? If it's an enterprise play, then you got to tone down like the cuteness, I think. And then two, I think the other thing that, and I mean, again, this is just my opinion. I may be off here, but I feel like there's a little bit too much emphasis on the Dwight character. So it almost seems like you're selling this avatar or this mascot, but it's a mascot, and it should be a little bit more subtle. And like you should lead with the value that you're driving
I think
around
this might actually be
automation.
Dwight. I'm wondering if like this is him. It's like it's his studio. If this is, win an award. AI Dwight is built to support. But yeah, you're right. I'm kind of confused
I'm
as to
confused.
like who is Dwight? What is Dwight? What I'm buying is Dwight a character? I've clicked a couple times on pages, by the way, and I'm trying to recreate it here so you can see it. But the content, because of your load interactions, requires me to scroll past the section sometimes.
Mhm.
Before I see the content, which made me feel like the page was broken. Like if I let me go back to this.
Yeah, but clearly some design skills here.
Well, there's some thought. There's a lot here,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of content here. So yeah, I think just again tightening this up. This is a nice use of the agent to kind of just build your little brand here. I like this.
That's cool.
It had me instantly.
Mhm.
Like this had me immediately, and then you kind of lost me a little bit as I went into the actual deeper site. So I don't know how to unify those. I don't know what my real advice is there. But it feels like you're onto something playful. But you kind of, yeah, I don't know that you need to unify these a little bit.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. Tell the Buildathon maybe page will tell us about Dwight. Ah, yes. That's okay. All right. Let's see. Botswana transit. Okay. I'm in a map. I am in some place on the world. I'm imagining somewhere in Botswana. Okay.
What gave it away?
I don't. Yeah. From my location to. All right. I'm not sure. This feature is coming soon. Saved. Okay. So it looks like a lot of this stuff is just not baked out here. And I don't know why I would use this over like Google Maps immediately. So just generally, it looks like this is a work in progress. So we'll just go ahead and go to the next one. But yeah, just not much there. That was a fun little
Intro.
intro. Yeah. Let's see. Get started. It's free. Find your people, read together. So it's a book club. All right. That's very clear because it's literally called book club. Find your people, read together. Okay. Nice. This read together might be fun with your little accent color as a highlight. Find your people, read together just to create something separate. And then also you're kind of emphasizing the read together as a call out. So this would be one of those nice places where a color change in your header might help it pop a little bit. I could also see again, like chapter 9, like maybe there's some books around here. Again, maybe there's somebody reading. Like I get that you want to show me the app, but you still haven't anchored it in the group, right? You're telling me I'm finding my people and then I'm reading together, but I don't see people reading together, right? Like that's not the immediate thought I get from looking at this page. So you're leaving a lot of room visually for my imagination to do that you could be helping guide me on your journey that would emphasize what you're telling me with your text, you know? Reading is still a solo sport. Great. Again, I would like to just see, and this is nice. Okay, so so you're showing me popular clubs right now. It might even be nice to see that, like up front. Like I could see this reading is still a solo sport being the right side of a column, and on the left being a list of like these groups, because immediately I'm seeing, oh, there's people here, right? You're showing me that people are using this app. I would do that higher up on the page. Manny, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, first I would say like you're nailing the styling. This strikes me as a styling tailored at folks that like to read. So I'd call that out. Two, like yeah, I think Remery, good point about visuals of showing like people coming together. And I think if you're gonna have a screenshot of the app, maybe be a little bit more compelling than just like 'cause it looks like a text messaging thread here. And so like, okay, well, why wouldn't I just do this in like iMessage here? So like maybe something that speaks to the uniqueness of your app that pops a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like show me chapter 9, show me that there's a discussion about chapter 9 here that's specific to the chapter and that like other people are kind of reading along, or maybe it's like this week we're on chapter 9, or again, show me how this is different than just me texting my friends that I'm reading with or that are part of the group or
Mhm.
whatever.
And I wouldn't use the black or the night mode styling to keep in line with the rest of the website. I would use light mode there.
Yeah, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna sign in with my Replit live test. So let's set up your reading
Ooh.
profile. Okay. Dang. It looks like my call to action is hovering over top of theirs. Okay, so it kind of brings me in to the app experience. That's interesting that I would need to re-log in rather than just going back to that same screen I was in. I shouldn't need to auth this again, going back like that, closing that.
Maybe just like a
Just
tab enter. Maybe you can do that. Oh, you got it. Nice.
see. Romance. No, let's see. Self-growth, history. Okay, sci-fi. Great. All right, just pick some stuff. If I just hit enter, what happens? Let's see if I can get back into that button. There it goes. The binge reader. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is my bad on the UI here. The overlap. All right. Overlap. Fox, your name, reader name. Okay. Finish my profile. Not authenticated. Okay. That's weird because I definitely signed in before. So, okay. Well, it's trying to do something there. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I see the value. I understand it. I'm just not sure you're articulating exactly what I should be able to do with this yet. You might show me like, here's what people are doing with this, like everything your book club needs, right? Like chapter gated discussions, book roulette, live reactions. Okay. I mean, I get it. I just think like I go back to the idea of like, are you actually using this? Right? Because what I would expect to see here is to see you actually showing me what your book club is doing right now. Right? If I see an app like this and I'm going to believe it, I imagine that you are a person who's running a book club, right? In my head, at least. Right? And so if you're not at least using your own and showing me screenshots and thoughts of what you're doing with this app, why would I use it? Right? Why am I going to believe that this app does what I want it to do? Right? And so like this is why we go back to, you should be solving a problem that's close to home for you. If we go back to, the winners of week 1 and week 2 and who will probably win week 3, it's not going to be these obscure use cases where it's like, look, this is a theoretical problem that I might solve for people who might stumble into this app. No. Here's the thing that I built for myself. Here's how I'm using it. Here's how I've shown it to people that have the same problem. Here's how we're using this tool to solve that problem. Like that should be the encapsulation of what you're trying to do during this Buildathon. Okay, on to the next.
Next.
We need like a sound effect for next.
What?
All right, let's see. Any questions? I'm late to this contest, but I'm still eligible to participate in the contest. Yes. Yeah, you can still go to buildathons.replit.app and register for the Buildathon. All you have to do is just make sure that you submit all the checkpoints before this Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, return IQ. Immediately, I'm like, all right, there's something different here because just the color, I like this is just a nice change in general color tone. This is one of those mistakes I think I see a lot of people do with vibe coded content. Like, just don't do this. Don't like, I don't like, what am I supposed to do? There's no continuation on the design here. Like, there's no reason that this scrolling banner shouldn't be right underneath this with the next section peeking through so that I can tell like, oh, there's room to scroll here, right? Like, you want to pull me down the page when you design this stuff. You don't just want the agent to spit out like 100% vertical height section and just be like, okay, I'm good with that, you know? All right, so the return chaos into revenue. Maybe just easier returns, you know, like, again, like return chaos into revenue. I don't know what that means. Return IQ agent processes returns in 30 seconds. Approve, deny, or upsell exchanges automatically. No humans needed for 90% of cases. Yeah, smarter returns is literally like, oh, what does that mean? Like, I hate returns, you know, or easier returns or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. And then like in the revenue, you could have like earn more revenue, simplify returns, you know, like improve customer satisfaction as like, again, show me how you make me a hero. How does this product make me a hero? How does it save me money? How does it make me more efficient as a business? Like, what are the takeaway? I like this visual, but again, I'm not sure what this visual is doing. It's just kind of moving, right? So return approved, Sarah Chen, Nike Air Max 270 exchange saved. All right. Again, like, I like it visually. It feels, you know, like something different is happening here than some of the other stuff that we've seen. The returns are quietly killing your margins. Okay, this is great. Now you tell me the problem. I would like to see that again right here. You know, like, just so I don't have to scroll to get to that. 3 steps, 0 manual work. I like that. Okay, great. It seems like a great idea for a product. Let's see how we can get in. Can we get into anything? Demo. When I click demo, where does it take me? Nothing. Get early access. Okay. All right. Well, there's no watch demo. There's no demo. There's no next step. All right. That's a bummer. Manny, thoughts?
I'm just so confused. Like, return chaos. I thought it was a return attribution analysis for investments. So you put in your portfolio and it tells you where your returns are coming from: stocks, bonds, commodities, etc. But now, so now I know it's about returns, but then I'm also confused. Is this consumer level returns? So like, if I, as a consumer, I buy something, I want to send it back to Amazon, or is this for a big time operator in terms of returns? Like, and so like, is it like a store that I have, and now I have to do like 100 returns for people that are returning to me because they like the faulty product or something? So I'm just really confused.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a 3PL, you know, like one of those third party logistics providers where they're selling on at scale. 100K orders a month, right? Requires 50 ops people just for returns.
Gotcha.
And so it's like how to handle high volume returns. 20% of all orders get returned. Okay, great. So I get that, like that. But like you said, we had to search for that, right? You know, like somewhere in here, e-commerce should be in, you know, like the solution to your e-commerce returns, or like, again, something in here should have anchored that.
Yeah. I think I also do away with the graphics. They're not communicating much, and they're actually kind of distracting from the actual copy. One other thing that I know that I've seen come up quite a bit: this pill on top of the headline. Most cases I would just get rid of that, because one, it's too small. Two, it is kind of a tell that you're vibe coding, because like every agent will put a pill there for whatever reason. And then also, again, it's the same AI powered, again, it's like a triple whammy for me. So
yeah,
if you get that pill, I'd suggest like getting rid of that.
Yeah, and somebody's pointing out here, this is just a great copy call out. The wording turn and then return, having turn in it, those two next to each other is just, that's probably part of the chaos. You know, like literally, I just think simplify returns, simplify e-commerce returns, or, you know, like there's just, yeah. And then again, like I like this right here. This is what tells me all of it, right? 3 steps, 0 manual work, like automated returns. Okay, how it works. Automate your e-commerce returns. Great. Like that should be right up top here. So it's like, here's my headline. And then right here, I'm telling you how it works, which is these 3 steps. and then introduce the problem, right? Which is like, oh, here's the problem. So it's like, I'm making you a hero. In 3 steps, I'm removing all your manual work. And then here's the problem we're solving, right? So if I was reorganizing this, that's how I would do this. I would like come up with a cleaner headline, get rid of some of this bloat here, because I don't know, like there's a better way to portray these stats. And then, stack that story a little more natural to the flow of what you're doing. And I agree with what Manny said. This image does not actually help your story. It distracts me from what I'm seeing here. Like, are some of these returns being approved? Are some of them being denied? Are some of them being exchanged? I just see a return approved here. So again, your visuals should help you tell the story, not distract from it. So initially I was like, oh, there's some visuals here. This is nice. But after I start looking, I don't really think that helps. I don't really think it helped the cause.
But distinctive, definitely stood out.
It did stand out. It did stand out. All right, let's click the button again, see what happens here. Replit, can I please show you my work? You will love just a few minutes. If you don't want full critique, make 100% in Replit. Listen, we explain how this works. There's a little button here that we're going to click, and if your project shows up, that's how we'll give it feedback. Today, that's the only way we're handling this right now. So,
but the best way to do that is submit your project on the Buildathon. Other people will give you great feedback, and we'll probably also give you feedback as well. So
yeah, correct.
Submit.
Okay, let's see. AI is great for getting the initial design up and going, but you need a true designer like Reimar to tweak the visuals and copies. I don't know if I'm like the true designer, but I do have an eye for design, and you for sure shouldn't just take the agent's output and be like, we're done now. You should like think about how you can embellish, take it to the next level, look at sites that you really love, that you like, that do the things you want to try to do, and figure out, where are the gaps in what I'm doing versus like, what do we have to, like how can we get to where I want to be, rather than just thinking like, all right, this is good enough, And the agent will do it. Like, hey, Manny, here's your little button. It just does it. The agent always does this,
It's a button all the time. I also would say two layers. One is screenshot like at least the hero page, put it into a couple of different LLMs and see what the different LLMs tell you, different opinions.
Yep.
ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, and then it'll give you different critiques. And then lastly, then like share it around with people whose design instinct you trust to give it a final look and give you some feedback.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I keep talking about, where like the sites I keep seeing, they feel like wireframes. I've spent a ton of time building websites, right? Like my career before, up until about a year ago, was mostly building and managing websites for SaaS companies and startups, et cetera. What I see when I see most of these sites are the wireframe that you should begin your project with. Most of you are turning these in as if these are finished websites, and they're just not, right? These are just your starting point. This is like, once you get this skeleton and you're like, oh, now I have content on the page. Like, why is this just wide open with nothing here, right? Like Australian class action that may affect you. There's got to be like things that help tell me like how Claim Watch works. Like, are there images? Is there anything that will anchor me to this? Is there like legal documents? Should I be thinking about, again, just think about how visual we are in nature, and all you guys are doing here in most and almost all these sites is just giving us a bunch of text to look at without anything visual for me to scan, to skim, to catch my attention, to like captivate my eyes and point me at what you want me to see. I keep coming back to this. It's the same kind of cycle here. That's probably my biggest takeaway if I was like just sharing a big take, like one thing that like you should all walk away from is that like you need to push the designs a little further here.
And I think what's happening also, like there needs to be a bit of a mind shift where like I think most people say like, oh, I'm going to spend like 80% of my time building and then like 20% of my time on the landing page. Whereas like I think you might want to spend a lot more time on your landing page, less time on building your actual platform. This goes back, advice for myself, like a couple years back, where I used to spend a lot of time thinking about what the perfect gift would be for my wife, and not package it up right. Now I spend a lot more time in terms of package up. So I'll get like a nice piece of jewelry, but I'm also getting like a nice box and like a little bow on it with a nice card and flowers, and like the packaging itself. Like sometimes that's even bigger deal than the actual gift that I'm giving my wife. So
yeah,
again, like spending more time on the actual packaging of things and the selling of things is, I think, a mind shift for a lot of folks.
Well, it's the whole, like, you have to make 2 sales if you want to make any sale, right? This is, here, let's do this real quick, because let's go. Here. About to drop a little sales knowledge on y'all, right?
Let's go.
Okay. Anytime you want to make a sale, you have to make 2 sales, right? And the first sale has nothing to do with anything about actually making the sale, right? So like before you can get to the point where you ask somebody, will you give me money? Will you buy my product? You have to win their attention. So you have to like sell them on why to even pay attention to you. And most of you are totally skipping step 1 of this process, right? And what I mean by that, and what Manny was just talking about with building your marketing and your graphics and your design and thinking about like that entry point to your product, is that you have to sell me on why I need to take that next step with you first, right? You can't just like go up to a girl in a bar and be like, hey, baby, let's go back to my place. You know, like, no, you have to like, hey, what's up? Maybe you buy a drink, maybe whatever. And then you get to a point where you can have a conversation. Same thing if you're at a networking event. You can't just go up to people and like start putting business cards in people's faces. Like you'll just turn people off. Hey, what's up? Good to meet you. Blah, blah. Hey, yeah, I'm working on this. Oh, cool. Yeah, we should talk about. Now I introduce. Now I've made that, I've broken through phase 1. So phase 1 is always breaking through that attention sale, that can I capture your attention? Can I do something meaningful to get you into that next step? And that's where the design, the language, the layout, all these visual aesthetics. And again, the product is secondary to that, right? Like so many people are going to market with nowhere near the product you have and doing a better job at it because they've done these first steps, right? Because they've thought about how to get people to sign up, how to get people to give you their email. And then once they have attention and they have the market and they have some traction, then they go build the product they need with feedback from real users, right? And so you have to think about that as you go into this. You can't just like, again, build something and expect people are just going to fawn over themselves to give you, you know, their data, their emails, to try your software. Like we're just not in that era anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and from like drawing from like other parts of my work, like there's an adage that like if you're creating a YouTube video, the first thing you should be doing is the title and the thumbnail before you record anything, because that is the most important thing. If you can't capture people's attention, if you can't get people to click on it, then even if you do like an amazing job in your video, no one's going to see it and it's going to be for naught. So I'm actually still trying to work on this. It's super hard for me too, like to start with the end in mind and with like the title and the thumbnail and the design and everything. That's super hard, at least because I like the way I work. But again, I just goes to tell you, like again, to Reimar's point, the first sale is the attention sale. You got to get people to pay attention. New app dropping. Reimar's greatest pickup lines.
That's it. The pickup artist, the sales superstar, the Replit pickup artist.
Hey, can I vibe code your personal website? Or like, hey, check out this thing that I just vibe coded. Don't you want to check it out? Don't you want to sign it?
Cognito Coding nails it right here, though. If you've done your videos or slide decks, incorporate that into your website. Like, yes, a lot of folks that have, you know, embed the slide deck, embed the video. That's one thing I'm not seeing. Like, where are your pitch videos? I don't think we've seen a single pitch video front and center on any of these like demos that we've looked at today, huh, Manny?
Yeah, exactly. Question here, Reimar. Okay, so you mentioned the first sale. What would you say is the second sale?
Oh, getting the conversion.
Get the conversion. Yeah, the CTA, right? Getting the pushing the
Right.
button and go into your platform and do stuff.
Yeah, the
there.
second sale is like actually the sale. But most people think that's the first sale. You know,
Right.
like most people get those confused. They think like the second sale is what they should be focused on. And so they spend all their effort trying to like buy, you know, give me the, and they forget that like they got to earn the date before they can close the sale, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's click the next, let's click the, what do we got? Oh, we got some time here. We got time for a few more, huh?
I think people are having fun. You guys enjoying this in the chat? Drop it in the chat and you're
Let us
enjoying
know
this.
if you like this. I think, yeah, hopefully we're not just like, you know, criticizing people too much. I think this would be fun. Again, we've talked about doing some of these, but I like this type of show. Okay, same initial thoughts here, right? Right off the bat. First of all, way too much text. Like founders don't fail because of bad ideas. That could be enough. Like that could be enough to get my attention. And then this would be a second. You've got like 3 headlines here and then a subheading. There's just too much. Oh, that's careful with that. You see how I highlight the text and it like disappears that. Okay, and then it's the same thing, right? Again, we just have sections with no images, no anything. Founders don't fail because of bad ideas. They fail because they missed what they didn't. Okay, see my compliance checklist. And then I'm into a multi-step form. Now I'm clicking stuff, generate my checklist. I don't know. Okay, just give me a checklist of view. Okay, view sample dashboard. Great. But it's the same thing. You almost had me there because I was like, oh, you actually did what I wanted, which was like give me a demo, but then you didn't. I just kind of wanted to see what was going to be the output of that form.
I
Go
think
ahead.
the key thing here is like when you drop people into a form, no one wants to fill out a form. It's the last thing. It's a part of like the worst of any experience. When you go to the new doctor's office, you get the forms. It's like dread. So if you're asking people to do a form, then you better have some amazing copy and get me super excited about doing it. If it's the first thing you're asking me to do when I land into your platform.
Yeah. Do I have W2 employees? Okay. What happens? Optional, generate my checklist. Let's just see. Okay. Compliance score based on your provided details. How do you know? How do you know? Quarterly estimated tax payments. Okay. All right. So it's kind of telling me all the things that I might need to do. Registered agent. Okay. Payroll. Now, I don't know. Is this pulling from any real systems? Is this looking at like the Florida Department of Business and, like pulling that stuff? 9 required actions. Okay. That'd be great. I like that. And that does seem true, right? I do need to file my annual report by May. There are some things like, so there does seem to be good data here, but I don't know why you needed my information to give me this stuff, right? Like you could have just asked me for the Florida LLC and you would have got the same details here. And this doesn't really feel like it's authentic to me. This feels like just made up. So I think you could have got me to the same state here without dealing with the compliance dashboard. And I don't know where this score actually lands based on my data. So just thoughts there.
And it would have been nice to have seen that on the landing page so I know what I'm going to get after I submit your form.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Reimer? What do you
Yep.
think about the logo? I feel like the logos have been a little bit small on the landing pages. I guess curious your thoughts.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are this is just very, again, this is just agent output, right? There's no thought, there's no actual logo. This is just an agent generated asset inside of a little div with some text as the logo. Yeah, those are all little nuances and details that, again, pushing it a little further, doing a little something, even just a background texture, a little graphic, a little something would really punch this up,
You think the text on this banner or this header or the Navibar, is that a good size?
This up here?
Yeah.
I think it's okay for this type of thing. Like there's nothing immediately that jumped out at me about this. Other than like there was nothing, that like made it stand out,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's click the next.
Next.
NIST. Okay, this page can't be found. Achieve via tech. Okay. Lower your business risk. All right. Sorry. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. Bullhorn IQ. Okay, your all-in-one Bullhorn CRM toolkit for consultants, admins. All right, so I'm dumping right into the app. I have seen this before. Ask Bullhorn. I think this is how do I map CSV column? Boy, there's a lot here. Okay. What can you help me do? Ask about Bullhorn. Hello. What can you do? Okay. Interesting previous sessions. Okay, I'm an expert AI assistant built from Bullhorn CRM to help you. Okay, that's weird. So it just duplicated the message here. That was interesting. I'm not sure. What can you help me do? Oh, maybe this is just my message. Maybe it just flickered up and down and it made me think that. I'm an AI assistant built specifically here to help you work faster and smarter with the platform. Okay, I don't know what that means. Field Map Explorer. Field Map Comparison. So I'm into something that somebody has obviously spent a lot of time on. I got dumped into something very serious here, but I don't know what that is.
This is one of those cases of too much time on the platform, not enough time on the packaging, because there's no landing page. Like,
yeah, what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, it's so much here. Choose an XLSX file, confirm, analyze, field map. Okay, compare two Bullhorn instances and generate migration risk. Okay, so there's like some kind of database migration, BQL builder. So that's like a SQL builder. So somebody is like moving schema from database to database or doing something here. Let's ask Bullhorn IQ. What what does this platform do? So again, you're getting extra time that probably the user is not going to do. Configuration. Okay. What are you working on? I'll give precise. Recruitment. There we go. Who I'm built for. Administrators, implementation partners. Okay. Import, export operations, CSV mapping. Okay, great. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Somebody's obviously thought about this. I'd be interested to know, is this actually doing something for you? Try a live demo, drop your comparison. So it looks like I need some kind of doc to actually show, but okay. 9 modules available. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, if you know, let us know in the chat. You need a marketing page for this thing.
We gave it way more time than somebody else would have given it.
Yeah,
like somebody would have spent like 3 seconds on there. Like, I'm confused, I'm gone.
Yeah. Oh, groundwork again. Why? How? Why would we look at your app? You know, like,
just ask Agent to build your landing page. You say, Agent, please build a landing page. Use the design from my mobile app. Make it awesome. Make it epic. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. Make it extra epic. Every time somebody clicks like, make it more epic.
Make it beautiful. Make it elegant.
All right. Send a link. Get a brief. Briefly.
Ooh.
Now in early access. Let me grab the link. Sorry, guys. I don't think I've been doing that as consistently as I should. Post it in the chat. All right, start for free. I like it. Joined by 1,200 freelancers this month. Okay, that's great social validation, especially if true. See how it works. Okay, great. From idea to steps. All right. New website for my bakery. Generate client interview. Am I supposed to do something here? See this? Oh, okay, that's weird because it feels like I should be able to go in here and then this feels like a button, but then it doesn't do anything. So just careful with that when you do things like this that feel like they should be interactive and then they're not, because some people might just think it's broken, you know? You receive a structured brief, everything you need, nothing you don't. Again, those headlines don't tell me anything. You know, everything you need to write a creative brief. You know, like all the tools you need to make the best creative brief possible. I don't know. Less confusion, better projects. Like less creative confusion, better project briefs. You know, again, like y'all are trying to be clever, but you don't tell me what the thing does. Oh no. Okay, how it works, features, pricing, start pro. All right, and then it doesn't actually take me into the mix. So, okay. Again, I think there's something there. I do like what you've done here, right? This feels nicely balanced. You're telling me it's an early access. You've got good social credibility. I like how you have the stats kind of organized here. Trusted by freelancers who work with, okay, I kind of like, it makes sense. It's not overbearing. But even here, from idea to brief, what kind of brief? You know, is it a creative brief? Is it a project brief? Is it a, you know?
I was thinking of an analysis or something. Like if there's like a X post that I want to learn more about, I send it to this app and it would give me like a deep analysis on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we limit to 30-second critiques? We're spending a lot of time on repeated feedback. You're welcome to, you know, find other places to go get your entertainment today. Okay. All right. Find your next weekend treasure, Yard Mania. Okay, are we back into the thrifting phase? Because now we've got some image.
This is a garage sale. I could tell right away. I didn't even read anything. Garage sale.
Discover your next yard sale near you. Yep.
Bam. See, that's it. Like you should like actually it'd be a cool tip to like, hey, show them like quickly like the visual of your app and then like guess what it is before you even read the copy.
Yeah. Find your next weekend treasure. That's great. Discover the best yard sales. Find yard sales. Host a yard sale. Very clear. Very, very specific. Again, a map, a hand. Look, people are at a yard sale. Like immediately I'm anchored, you know? Map-based, multilingual, launched in Phoenix. Okay, great. It's showing me it's real. Like it's actually.
I like that touch.
750 yards in your large sales in your area. If I click on that, is it going to show me? Beautiful. Look, real data. Beautiful. Amazing. Hosted by Noah Brown. Great. Save listing, share, settings. Can I pick? Okay, great. Treasure hunts. I don't know what that means, but I'm interested. Oh, look at this.
That's cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay. Let's put all the. Yes, this is smart. This is super smart. Okay, hang on. Let's go do this.
Thank you. This one saved the whole show. Thank you, Yard Mania.
All right, week 3
Victor,
launch.
Brahman.
Go submit the rest of your checkpoints. Submit all of your checkpoints. Please do yourself a favor. Submit all of your checkpoints. Okay, let's just do that so we make sure we flag it. Okay, Yard Mania, great. Thank you again for discovery. Perfect. I can discover map. Look what happens if I click on it. There's even if this is fake, I feel like it's real. Even if these aren't yard sales, I understand immediately what's happening here. Like the UI makes sense. Everything about this, every click has made sense to take me to the next place. And immediately when I landed there, I'm like, oh, that's a treasure hunt. I didn't have to read. I just said, oh, there's discover, there's yard sales, and now I see them on a map with lines between them. Understood. I can move between the yard sales. You know, very nice. Look, 42 miles. It tells me how far, how many stops. Beautiful. I love this.
I also really like that. You know, I didn't get pushed to CTA like right out of the gate. Like I explored a little bit, and then like I wanted to favorite something, and I would imagine that's when you sign up for the account. So it's again like you want to get people like some value or something first before you ask them to commit to you, even signing up. So I thought that was a really nice touch there.
This is great. And they even have a little marketplace here. So, you know, again, this now I'm starting to think like maybe there's some sample data in here. Okay, it's not perfectly fully baked out. Now I'm understanding this is a prototype, but that's okay. I still believe it, right? I still am at the place where I'm understanding what's happening here. Great.
I also really like, you know, the
this is
made in
great.
Phoenix touch like that. Again, it's authentic. It personalizes it for me. Like, oh, cool. It's, you know, it's local somewhere.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more thing up here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little favorite on that so it's in my favorites. Okay, nicely done. Let me copy this link here and share the URL with the chat so y'all can go see what a proper project looks like.
We gotta open the show with this next time, dude.
Okay, let's see the next one. Oh, let's see. This is what we need in our closet OS app. Yeah. Getting some of my replicash. That's right. Nice Yard Mania. Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Yes. Very nice. Very nicely done. This is correct. Yard Mania may have stumbled into a weekly contender prize here.
You saw it live, folks.
Yeah, that's right. We do it live. All right. Team Pulse. Dan Sutter. Ouch. Okay. Team Pulse. Let's give it a second. Sometimes it takes it a second to load. This does try a couple times to load in the background. So I know some of you folks have said, okay, there it goes. All right. Team Pulse. AI power. Oh, let me grab the link. Copy link address. Share it in the chat. All right, AI resource optimization agent, AI powered engineering, resource management, track billability, detect burnout, and optimize your team in real life. I don't know what that means. How much information do I have to give for you to track my team in real life? You know, I'm already scared. I'm already like immediately like, no, you're just not going to get that much data from me. Billability tracking, advanced analytics. Okay, sign in, forgot password. What can I do? Head of design, chief engineering, one-click demo access. I'm clicking, but I don't see. No password needed for demo and judging purposes. So nothing's happening when I click there, just a heads up. So for whatever that's worth, I'm going to give up at that point. Manny, any thoughts before we move on this one?
Just kind of a mix of a landing page and platform. Confusing. Could be a little bit for sure cleaner on the landing page. I also just got to say, like, if you're asking for people's team account information or business information, you better have top tier design because
just lost it. Yeah, I just lost, by the way.
No one's gonna trust you. Like, no one's gonna trust you. Like, if you're asking for personal information, if I can't trust you to put together a really nice web app or landing page, then there's no way I'm gonna trust you with my company's information. So if that's where you're going, just make sure like you know that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, first of all, just make sure if you're submitting work for the 2026 Replit Buildathon that you don't have a 2025 copyright date on there because you will, during the stream, be popped right into the disqualified category.
Boom.
So anyway.
It's got to be fresh builds, folks. You have to have started at the beginning of this buildathon.
You know what? All right, explore. Oh no. I refreshed the page, so hopefully we don't start getting duplicates now. We should. Oh, hey, a game. Let's see what we got. New game. All right. What's happening here? Continue. Type name, up, down, switch, enter. See, continue, begin your adventure. Yes. Oh, what is happening here? What's going on? I don't know what. Found potion. Okay. I found a potion. What do I do with the potion? Can I? What happens here? Hello, friends. All right, I'm going to explore a little bit. I'm going to give this some love because it's a game and it's different than anything we've seen yet. So let's see if I can. What happens? Slot 1 empty, slot 2 empty. Okay. Oh, save game.
To save the game, yeah.
Equipment.
Level up,
done.
dude.
Iron sword. Okay. All right. Somebody's put some time into this. Somebody's put some thought and time into this
Ooh.
for sure.
Yeah, different worlds. Okay.
Okay. And I can teleport to places?
Oh.
Oh, can I go in here? I can. Found ether. Okay. What happened? Slot. Okay. I'm not a big game person, so I don't like. I'm not familiar with like mechanics of this type of thing. But somebody for sure spent some time here. Manny, thoughts? Oh, slime appeared. What happened?
I think it's interesting. I think people will check it out. You could add. There's an opportunity for a landing page, but I don't know. Like here, we clicked right away into it and we got going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like immediately, it's like,
yeah.
All right, what do I do? Can I fight one of these guys? What am I supposed to do here? Defend.
Yeah, here like
Climb, defeat. Oh, I defeated him.
Like an onboarding experience would be nice. Like
enter to continue. Yeah, some kind of controls. I see like every once in a while there's like a flash for something I can do, but on screen would be good to have like the controls. Oh, where can I go? Can I swim?
Ooh.
On the edge here. All
Get
right.
that Crystal
cave.
Cave.
Ooh,
Whoa.
ooh. Ah, okay. So I get sucked into these things every once in a while. Attack. Skills. Fire. Okay. Again, this isn't really like my ball of wax, but I get it. I like it. It's unique. It's different. Let me do this. Let me go see where they are with their checkpoints and statuses here. Retro games are fun. Yeah. Okay.
No checkpoints.
Yep, no checkpoints. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna give it a little one of these guys. It's still in drafts. I'll throw a couple bucks at it just in case.
Has potential.
Has potential. Has potential.
This is actually a good call out from our previous entry. Reimar, yeah, sometimes agent will put in the 2025, like the previous dates. So
I don't care. It's your project. You can't blame the agent for that. Don't give me that. No. I have no empathy for that. You are the person who's in charge of your project and should be paying attention and should be doing the final critique on all that stuff. So if the agent did that, well, then that's even worse because that means you didn't look at it and change it. So no offense.
Fair enough.
Say what you never got to say. A private space for the words. Again, man, give me a mouth with words coming out of it, like literally just lips and like letters spewing out of a mouth here. And it's beautiful. And if those letters turn into my headline, oh my God, you've got me on a hook right now. You know, like it's so easy to just take this one step further and like make it into something beautiful that I think like, this is nice. This is clean, but it's like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. This is a wireframe. This is not a website.
And for something like this, I mean, you're sitting on an emotional volcano here. So like you can have somebody like reading a letter from like their passed away parent or aunt and them just like you feeling that emotion. Like there's so much emotion you can convey here that if you're not doing that, I think you're you're not selling this as well.
Yeah, exactly. Look, most of us leave funerals with something still on our lips, a thank you, an apology, a memory we never shared. Last words exist for those moments.
So much emotion there.
Great. Yeah, this is a very the second thing I will say is I wasn't sure this button was clickable. This color immediately made me feel like it was like a muted, deactivated button. And when I hover over it, my cursor doesn't turn into a clickable thing. So I wasn't sure what was going on there. When I click it, I see I can get to this. I also am not sure why would I do this rather than writing a letter as a note or something. Okay, seal until I decide, release on this date. Okay, this makes sense to me. This should be early. This should be like, say what you never got to say, like, like leave a hidden message or leave a locked message or something like that. Because I like this game dynamic right here. Seal until I decide or release on a date. I like this.
I think I remember seeing the video for this, and the video is better than the landing page. The video explains a lot of this.
Got it. All right, let me go see the page here. Okay. missing week 2 and week 3 checkpoints.
See, she's got a ton of Replit cash.
Right.
So people like it. Just gotta
Yeah, on
submit it.
LinkedIn there was a post, right? Right. Okay, yeah, and it just seems like again, we could just take it a little bit further. Take it a little bit further. Okay. Agora not found. All right, we are at the top of the hour. Maybe we'll just do a couple more. I don't know what your time's like, Manny, but
Could do 1 or 2 more.
The pass digitized. 1 handover protocol to rule the kitchen, every shift, every station, every brigade requested demo. Vote for the brigade. Again, just because it's black doesn't mean we're not facing the same problem here, right? Like, I don't know what this image is. I don't know what the pass digitized. What does that mean? You know, like, what does that mean? I don't know what the pass is. Built for the brigade. What is a brigade? Join the kitchens that run tighter, communicate better, right? Like, this is you're speaking inside language to yourself. This tells me nothing. Any thoughts? Right here, as I get into this, okay, shift handover. All right, that's what you mean by handover. Kitchen intel. I don't know what that means, you know?
Yeah, like, yeah, great opportunity for a visual, like a crazy kitchen in the background, people going all crazy or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, there's too much inside baseball here. The visual, it's an interesting styling. It's the neon green and orange, or neon blue and orange, and the glow stands out.
Yeah. See,
But you're
somebody
right.
says here, is there a support email or something? I just need to change my project submission. Guys, you literally log into the site and just update your settings. Like, I don't understand you don't need support for that. You don't need anything. You could just go and log in and check your dashboard and see, like, you can change your profile, you can change all your links, you can change everything. The only thing you can't change is submitted checkpoints that are beyond their deadline. So if you want to change something, just change it.
Here's the comment that encapsulates this entire show. It's time to work on the landing page, y'all. Yes, it is. It's a distribution. This is your front cover. The first thing your first impression for folks. Yes, you got to work on this.
This, I'm glad. Okay, I like this immediately. You know, like action, color, beautiful. Sign in to begin. I stumbled into this yesterday. Oh, come on, don't do it. Don't do it. It was working. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening there, but
Oh man.
yeah, there is an app behind this. I do like the graphics here. Whoever's
That's
on
cool.
this, yeah, keep pushing.
That looks nice.
All right, got an appointment. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah, you can catch you next time. No worries if you got a bounce. My first project was ineligible. I started over. Okay, well, all you have to do is go in and change the link, and you know it'll be perfect, and you can submit it right in there with the background. Don't worry about that. If you need to change those details, you can do that on the back end. Okay, hammered. Uh-oh. What's this one? All right, stress test your app before they do. Paste your URL. Our AI crawls your app, generate realistic user journeys, and unleash a horde of virtual browsers to find your breaking point. Okay, as seen in Discord. Christopher, getting a blank screen when trying to submit. Same here. Ah, okay. I like this. I like this immediately. Look, pain problem. You know, like, I like this. I don't know that I like this. All right, it's playing some music back there. All right, again, somebody put some time into this. Manny, any thoughts as we look through this?
Can I see the headline again?
Yeah, stress test your app before they do.
And like, I guess, is this like a Discord app or a Discord bot?
I think it's like stress testing your like I think this is for Buildathon submissions. I can see like people are getting like blank URLs and stuff, and so maybe this person's like offering testing to folks. I've seen a couple people trying to like kind of use the Buildathon as their market, either for like launch stuff or whatever. So they're trying to stress test Buildathon submissions here.
Yeah, so we don't get a blank URL when we bring it up on the show,
right?
For example. Yeah, I mean, I just like a ton of work on the copy and the styling.
Yeah. It would be cool to see it actually in action, like to see it. You know, I see history here and get legible. Like, what does that mean? Okay, request per second, error rate. So I'm seeing some stats here, but I don't know what these are. Could I put my you know, like the easiest way to do this is just to have a URL field in here where I could just drop my Buildathon URL and just have it do the thing. You
Try
know?
it now, I think would be like the next immediate, like below the hero page. Would be nice
Yeah.
instead of joining the wait list.
Right. Yeah, this is one of those things where it should just do the thing. But yeah, I like the thought, and I like people trying to use the community to validate. So
And Dario said they tried the app; it's quite good. So again, this is where like the app is probably good, but the packaging and the marketing need to be a little bit better.
yeah,
Gotta do both. Gotta
get
build
those
and sell.
checkpoints in though. Missing checkpoints here. Missing checkpoints. So
But people like it. Look at that.
yeah. Okay.
Should we do one more?
Let's do one more. Let's see where we end up on this last one here.
Come on, let's go.
Roast my idea. Oh, you don't say. What a fitting last pick. All right, your idea is probably getting roasted right now. Yes.
Hey, these are our colors.
Paste your startup idea. 5 AI personas attack it from every angle. The skeptic, the analyst, the customer, the pessimist, the hype guy. I think these personas could be better represented as like images here, and give them a face, give them like some kind of styling. They get lost in the text here. I like the bold typography, but again, we're just no images, y'all. Like, why is this? Why is nobody? Are you all allergic to images? Like everyone here is just allergic to images. Must be. They just hate them. You guys all just hate images, huh? Or videos. Like every single person has a requirement for the Buildathon is supposed to have a video to pitch their product. I have not seen a single landing page with a video that says, here's my pitch. Literally, I have no idea why there's not a single video on any one of these projects that's like, this is the thing. The video is what we're looking for. The video is everything, right? Like as we go through this next voting round, like that video should be right up front. Personalize this. Show me who you are. Like, tell me what you're trying to do. Like, immediately anchor me that this is a real person, that you're human, that you're putting effort into this, that I should pay attention to you, right? Like, I don't understand. Like, we are in a photo and video world, and almost nobody has put photos or videos on their projects. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, and I think you shouldn't think of us as any different from a typical consumer. Like when you do a video for us, you should think about like what your target consumer would see and try to sell them on that. So maybe that's why like they're doing videos for the Buildathon judges, but it shouldn't be. You should just like however you would sell to your end user. And then guys, also like on the visuals, like there's so many free resources out there to get images. Agent will generate images for you. There are a bunch of other image generation models out there you can try out. There's plenty of good visuals.
Yeah, and here we go. Look, meet the panel. This is great. I like emojis.
This is
Perfect.
cool.
No big deal. Put the emojis. Why is this not right up front? Why is this not right at the top? Right? Just like I was telling you, the skeptic. Like, introduce me. Those are your heroes. These here are your heroes in this story. Right? If you're telling me that this is my like gonna roast my site, then these folks are your heroes here. Right? So like, introduce me to them immediately. You always do your character development up front when you're telling a good story. You always introduce and develop your characters at the beginning of the story, right? Because that's when you hook people, is with those characters. And so if you're telling me that like, these are the characters that are going to roast my site, bring me into them, like show me an initial, like, where's my initial roast? Like, roast my idea free. Okay, great. Okay.
A 3-hour live show on vibe coding. Are people going to tune into this?
Hey, now that TBPN is sold, we got a wide open market here.
I know.
All right, let's just see what comes up when we try to roast the idea. Let's see. The skeptic. Okay, who exactly wants to watch 3 hours of vibe coding? Great. What I would like to see, okay, this is cool. I like it. This is interesting. This is the bare minimum of what I would expect for this app to do, right? Like, there's no unified opinion here. There's no high-level takeaway. You could totally like put these people in a chat and have them arguing with each other. It would be super fun to watch them argue about my idea. Like, this could be so much fun. Like, this idea here should be a absolute riot, right? Like, I should leave this Like whether I use it or not, whether I believe it or not, I should share because I just watched five fake imaginary people sit there and talk shit about my idea and like roast each other and go back and forth and be like, oh yeah, but it's super good and it's trying to do this. No, whatever. Nobody's gonna watch that live stream. Yeah, but it might because the market, and like take me through the idea, the iteration process, right? Like there's so much fun to be had here. Again, I think so many of you, going back to the images, going back to the videos, like so many of you are just doing like the bare minimum on these and not thinking about how do I push this to the next level? What's the next dimension of this? What's another layer of this onion that I can peel back that will separate the project or like push it into the next stratosphere or really hook the person emotionally that I'm trying to reach with this product? And I think so many of you could just kind of like take that one step further, and really elevate your project to the next bar. So for whatever that's worth, I guess we can come over here and Manny, any final thoughts on that site here, or as we wind down?
I think you mentioned something earlier in that critique where like there's an opportunity to personify those different characters and put them front and center. So I'm almost thinking like it would be like I would like go into like agent or into Grok image and say like give me like a character that fits this, and then I'd get 5 cards for each one of those characters, and then I would just have them cycling at the top of the page like the skeptic, the optimist, and then like here's your debate team. And then you're right. Like I think there's a lot of potential in that idea. You can even have like a running tally of like who's winning the debate. You can like be going in there defending it, and like, oh, I agree with this person, agree with this person. And then at the end of like maybe 20 minutes, you have a final score and like pros and cons and everything. And you've really fleshed out this idea. So
Yeah.
a lot of potential there. And I think for me, it's just like everybody just got to change their mindset. Building is no more important than selling. Selling is just as important as building. So for whatever hour you're spending on building, you have to match that hour on selling. In fact, I would say that even at this stage, you
More.
probably won like, yeah, it should be like a 1-to-3 ratio. For every 1 hour that you're spending on building, 3 hours on selling, packaging, copy, distribution.
It's very comfortable to just get stuck talking with the agent, building something fun, especially if this is your first time building and you're like, oh, this is a new experience for me. You've never done this before. And you get wrapped up in the like, hey, I got a database now. I'm doing CRUD on the front end. Look, I can log into this app. And you start getting lost in like this new superpower. But remember, you're burning agent credits back there. And your goal is not to spend money on this. The goal is to make money on this. And so you should be doing the least amount of building that gets you to the place where you can go and validate this idea in the market. And then you take that feedback and build more on top of that. If you're building in these cycles and each of those cycles is not like taking real human feedback into like what you're building, you're wasting your time, because again, you're building some ethereal, ephemeral thing that's like for a potential somebody, rather than spending your time focused on like, okay, I have this real specific use case. I'm building this thing to solve my problem. Let me build something. Let me take it out, get feedback. Let me build something. Let me take it out, get feedback. And that's the cycle that you go through to really get to, again, a product that's like meaningful and that, is validated by real users. And that cycle is it. That's everything.
This is like the Bible for like startup founders. And if I had to encapsulate this entire book, this is the startup owner's manual by Steve Blank and Bob Dorff. Like every founder will have this. If I have to encapsulate this entire book in one sentence, is like you gotta get out of the office. The answer is not in your office. Too many startups spend too much time hanging out with each other, building all these cool features. What if we do this in stealth mode for 6 months? You have to get out in the real world, show people, get real feedback, and as somebody else said, like if you wait for your product to be perfect, you ship too late. You got to get it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. This is great. The most valuable stream of all, telling us exactly what we're looking for, but not just what we're looking for. We happen to have experience doing this for a long time. It's one of the reasons why we're here and so excited about the Replit world, is that like now we're seeing that this skill is being opened up and that like lots of other people can enter this space. However, what that also means is that lots of people are entering the space, which means you have to like stand out from the space. You can't do the same thing that like worked a couple years ago to get discovered in this world, right? You used to just be able to build something cool. You used to be able to build something interesting, launch on Product Hunt, launch on, on Hacker News or something, and boom, you're out there. But today, like every day, there's some breakthrough AI discovery. You think your little productivity app is going to break out above like the stuff that people are building in that realm? So you have to, again, find how to like break through the attention sphere And that often comes from like shrinking down your messaging and your audience and what you're trying to do versus like building these big pie in the sky products that a lot of you have tried to kind of pitch today. The startup owner's manual. Okay. Okay, Manny, I've been on high streets getting out the leaflets. Yes. Yes. It feels like that sometimes where you have to go one-to-one, you know, like sometimes you just got to go one person at a time to get the feedback that matters.
No, you had that great example when you were building your app last week, remember when I mentioned like, oh, how would you get this going? And you would say like, I would just do it for one person, build it out for them. Your is it brand? What was it again?
The brag sheet.
The brag sheet. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So like you a personal portfolio for people, you just build it out for someone and you send it to them, and you just do that manually for your first 10, 15 users. So
Yep.
like, yeah, sometimes like the manual approach is the best way to get started. Do things that
Yep.
don't scale is another thing that often I hear
Correct.
quite a bit.
Correct. Yeah, especially early on. Again, you just want to solve enough of the problem that folks will believe that you have an actual solution, and then see again, will you pay? Would you use this? Would you get, you know, like what's the next step to get that person to give you, you know, I would buy this today because I need that immediately, you know, or like, again, I can't tell you enough that like solving problems for your own is where the real solutions are going to come from. Like actively using something rather than building some theoretical product for somebody, right? A lot of you folks are just building products that you think should be in the market, which is great. But instead of that, like have that as the high level vision. But what is the first thing that you can start using today that the thing you're building is useful for? You know, strip it down to that.
And it just makes selling much easier. Like you can't it's hard for me to sell things that I'm like not genuinely enthusiastic about and using. So like if you build something that is really helpful for you and you're using on a regular basis, that enthusiasm is going to come through whenever you're pitching or whenever you're doing videos and copy and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe we could just answer a handful of Buildathon logistics questions before we clear out of here. Is the Buildathon requiring a public REPL specifically or just a working app URL? You need to post the link. If you go into the project page, maybe we can go back to my screen share here. Let me pull up the site. Let's see, go to screen share view. And let's say I go to my profile here. When you go into your profile and you click edit project details, you can put whatever link you want here. This should be your landing page and where you want us to go look and learn about you. And then here you will need to pick a project that was started after the 24th. So you see all these ineligible projects here? That means that these projects were started in Replit before the Buildathon started. When you see them become eligible, those are projects that are eligible for prizes inside of Replit. So if you don't see this, that means that your project is not eligible because it didn't start within the time window of the project. So make sure that the project you submit, if you want to compete for prizes, is eligible and is green. And then make sure that your landing page matches that. And then make sure that all of your checkpoints have been submitted. So over here on the right side, you see it will tell you, you know, week 1, week 2, week 3. You can still submit checkpoints late. You can even switch between the forms here if you need to. Again, you'll need to submit all 3 checkpoints if you want to qualify for the total grand prize, and you need to submit the week 3 checkpoint this week if you want to qualify for the week 3 prize. So just in case, yeah, if there's anything that is unclear, you all folks should understand that that's kind of the process and what we're looking for here.
Well, look at brag sheet with 16,000.
I know somebody made some real bribe moves over here and dumped their whole wallet into my book.
Working the ref over here.
But I think what they also did was they, everything should be ready for testing now. So you asked us to test, like, right. So, so there was like a way for them to chat and like kind of hijack attention to my project, which again, there's no rules against any of it. And I did look at their projects, so for whatever that's worth, don't go spamming my cash. Invest your cash in the other projects that are available. You know, it would be good to see this Replit cash. There's a ton of cash still kind of hanging in the network. It'd be good to see that all distributed. Look at this, $3,000, the most recent ad spot. So these ads are going to get expensive as we get into this last week.
Lock it in now, folks.
Lock it in. All right, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Anything else? Let's see. My app is still being built, but it's published and still not finished. Yes, okay, that's fine. Is revenue a hard requirement? No, revenue is not required for this competition. Okay. I think that's it. Replit bribes. Yeah, there you go. All right, so just one final reminder. This Thursday, the checkpoints are due. Week 3 checkpoint. It's the final submission. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's over. Don't wait until 11:59 and 59 seconds and then come crying that you didn't get it in time or there was an error or the site, whatever. Don't care. Get it in early, right? There will be a whole week of voting from this Thursday until next Friday, right? So there will be a week of voting. So this is your launch week. This is your time to go tell your auntie, tell your grandma, tell your mom and dad, like whatever. Spend some real dollars on advertising, promote this on social media, start a blog, start a podcast, do a video, a pitch video. Again, the content competition is open. So you could go and compete in the Replit, content creator competition and win that prize as well as this and submit your Buildathon in both buckets. Go watch last week's stream about how to make your app go viral if you're interested in that. But yeah, this is it. The final countdown. We've been through this 3 weeks in a row. So the process is kind of set. There's a little banner at the top. Click the button. Make sure you fill out your form. This is the final one, right? The final countdown. We need that. We need the Rocky music or whatever though.
It's the final stretch, folks. So this is time to put in last minute efforts. Go big, go strong. Really pumped about what we're going to be seeing from all of you.
Yeah, and there's so much opportunity to stand out here, y'all.
Yeah.
There is take the advice we gave, a little bit of polish, a little bit of whatever. Social media is your friend, right? Discord is, like you said, Discord, get out of the office. Manny is talking about getting out of the office. Discord is the office. Stop spamming the Discord feeds with your projects. Start telling the world is not in Discord. Nobody in Discord is going to buy your product, right? Go share it with the world. Go show yourself. Have confidence in yourself. You spent 2 weeks building. Let's go. Now's your moment. Okay.
Somebody said Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul did it again. Let's go.
That's funny.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yep. All right. Bye, everyone. And if you're out of Replicash, don't worry. We're going to issue more Thursday. Just make sure you have all 3 checkpoints. If you don't have all 3 checkpoints, you will get no more Replicash. You have to make sure you have all 3 checkpoints in to get your Replicash this week. So, all right, everyone. Catch you later.